Hello, made a mistake there. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Monday evening. Hope to find yous all well. I hope yous all had a good weekend. Mine was quiet, just the way we like it. So yeah, so I see that there's people in the comments already. I'll just give the usual bit of a shout out to people there. So we have Raymond OReilly. Nice to have you here, Raymond. Chuckzilla. Paul McGann, Rocket Runner, Therese, Paul McGann is the doctor, Rocket Runner, Not My Doctor, Barry, Stephen, Gar, 535. Nice to have yous all here. Yeah, I thought I'd gone tone deaf for a moment. Yeah, I know. I didn't realise that I had kept the speaker off. So silly me. But I hope you all had a great weekend anyway. Smash a like on that video. Don't forget to share the link. Let everybody know that I am live. I seen an interesting article actually about Mallory. What's her name? Mallory Blackman. Is it the woman involved in Rosa? The writer. She has a book coming out. We'll go a little bit into that. Interesting, but it explains a lot as well. But we'll have a look into that as well. Um, Also, there's a few more articles, um, obviously over the fallout. Few more articles online that are talking about it. Again, no official confirmation either way from the BBC. So the longer they keep silent, uh, it's quite ridiculous, really. At this stage, everybody knows something happened. Even the most skeptical people out there are believing that something went down. Um, so Rocker Runner says, I've come to the conclusion that Simon Cowell can perform miracles. Jesus turned water into wine. Watch the X Factor. Simon Cowell turned shit into money. I agree. I agree. I don't watch the X Factor anymore, obviously, but yeah, I agree. But there used to be one or two good singers now, I have to say, on the X Factor. Not all of them were shit, but um, the type of music they end up singing is shit. So where's hold on. Um let's look at these the article I was telling you about. Um she has a what's the name of the book? Hold on. There she is. Yeah. She's a writer. Um Seeing a bit about the 60th BBC at it again and the Torchwood movie, Raymond OReilly. Yeah, here's the interesting thing actually. Right. So we know for the last couple of years that John Barrowman has been really keen to bring Torchwood back. Now, at the time, few years back under Stephen Moffat, there was an attempt to bring Torchwood back, and John Barrowman was very open and to say that someone within the BBC had blocked Torchwood from coming back. Now, everybody was guessing Stephen Moffat, but nobody really knew. And then Stephen Moffat shot himself in the foot by actually coming out and basically saying, "Well, I didn't stop Torchwood from coming back." Now, at the time, the reason why it was stopped was because Class was coming out, and of course, they were trying to push Class as much as they could. But like Class was never going to succeed anyway. It doesn't matter what you think of the show anyway. They put it on BBC Three, and BBC Three as a platform is basically dead. It's a look, you know what I mean. Nobody is really watching. Not many people watch BBC Three. It's a digital station, um, so yeah, so that's what basically happened. But now there's been talk about it again. It's been creeping up the last couple of weeks. But what has made people really think that there might be actually something in it is the fact that David Tennant now has come out and he has actually said that he'd actually be on for it. So basically, the Torchwood movie is supposed to have Billy Piper, David Tennant, and John Barrowman in it, right? I don't know if the whole Torchwood team is going to be in it, but that's the thinking behind it. Now, again, what makes this interesting is the fact that David Tennant has spoke. When it's just been John Barrowman, nobody has really taken notice, because it's John Barrowman and he's been talking about it for years, and people are kind of like thinking, give it a rest, mate. But then everybody started to listen then when as soon as David Tennant opened his mouth. So, but again, this is another indication for me. Now, this is just my personal opinion. It's another indication for me that Series 11 hasn't been great if they're even talking about having a Torchwood movie while Jodie Whittaker is even still the Doctor. Like they wouldn't even be talking about this, I don't think. You know what I mean? If Series 11 was the success that they all claim it is, but we all know it isn't. Do you know what I mean? So I find this interesting. I'd keep my eye on that because if other people start coming out and talking about this Torchwood movie, even like a woman that plays Gwen Cooper, if she starts coming out and all and talking about this, I think people will have to sit up and take notice because there could be definitely something in it. I'm not saying there is, but it is actually very, very interesting to be quite honest with you. Um, is there a demand for a Torchwood movie? Like, I think if this era was successful, I don't think there would be. Do you know what I mean? I think the reason why there's even talk about this and now David Tennant is piping up because they're worried about Doctor Who. And I don't care what they say if they come out publicly and back Jodie Whittaker. Nobody knows how they really feel behind closed doors. We know one or two how they feel and how the fans reacted when they actually came out and told them how they felt. So a lot of them are very cautious in what they actually say. And if you ever hear anything that comes out of David Tennant's mouth when he is interviewed and asked about Jodie, he always gives the problematic, or not the what's it? He always gives the safe answer, right? He never really even goes into detail. He just gives the safe answer. He's very careful on how he answers when they talk about Jodie's doctor. Um, Simple Simon Cowell is the manufacturer of plastic shit songs, says Lawrence Harvey. Welcome, Lawrence. Stephen Cassidy says, I think they didn't believe it on Digital Spy. Kept calling us in ingrads. I bite my tongue. At the end of the day, look, I don't care what Digital Spy say. I don't care what Radio Times has said. I really don't care what those other fans think. Right? At the end of the day, right? It's if they're, as I said, there's the Radio Times article has no substance to it whatsoever because they don't quote an official BBC source. They don't quote anybody directly involved in Doctor Who. So I take that Radio Times article with a pinch of salt. And as I said, if fans out there want to believe it, that's fine, fair enough. At the end of the day, you're doing yourselves an injustice because the inevitable is gonna happen. I couldn't get that order. It's gonna happen, right? They're gone. It's game over. Series 12 is the last time that Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker will be involved in Doctor Who. And I've been saying this since March the 1st, right? I've been saying it on Facebook for anybody that follows me. I've been saying it since Resolution. It's just, look, it's ridiculous. There is no way that something didn't happen. There was too many source breaks at the same time, right? There was too many people that came out and spoke about this. And the fact that the BBC haven't actually come out with anything official, and they haven't, is actually quite actually, it's quite telling. Something happened. Um, Chibnall and Jodie May. Yeah, I wouldn't. they're not going to be getting involved in anything like that. At the end of the day, I hear people saying, well, you know, Torchwood, they can't go ahead because Chibnall, but Chibnall only wrote for it. The producer of Torchwood is actually Russell T, so it can actually go on without Chibnall. Gar535 says, has there been any sightings of Chibnall at copy stores Xeroxing his resume? Uh, that's a funny one. John Google says, good evening, all. How it goes? How are you, John? I hope you're doing okay. You're in Belfast at the moment, aren't you? Um, have you seen my recent videos on the room and all? I haven't actually had a chance to have a look at your video yet, Tardis. But everything that's been said has been really said. I will have a look at the video, but the thing. Everybody has spoke about this now at this stage that you know that there's no convincing the other side of the fan base. They just look. They the thing about it is, right. It's when it all broke, when I was doing my live stream and then I gave out the information, I knew that this was going to lead to, like, obviously other YouTubers doing videos and stuff. And that's great, get the message out there. The thing about it is that there seems to be, what's happened now is that there's I've seen other YouTubers out there, um what you call it, claim that they have sources all of a sudden. Like, I mean, like, this is what's happening now, and this is why the Jody side of the fan base are finding it hard to believe, because they're watching all these videos and they don't know who's telling the truth. At the end of the day, as I've, you know, it's ridiculous. This Radio Times article has really, like, has I just don't understand it. There's no substance to it, and I just can't understand why they believe it, to be quite honest with you. But Terry, so I am gonna watch your video because I always watch your videos. They're always very good. So I'm gonna give it a watch. But everything, as I said, everything that's been said has been is out there. I mean, what we'll have to do now, I think, is that we'll all have to start banding together now and keep that message out there, because BBC, what's happening now is BBC is staying quiet. The reason why BBC are staying quiet is because they think if they stay quiet that this is all going to go away, right? So our job as YouTubers is basically to keep this going. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care what the other side say about me now at this stage. Uh, the Chuckzilla says, it will come out, and when it does, you will be vindicated. I don't care. This is not about me being vindicated. This has never been about me. This is the thing. I've got all these pro Jody fans coming onto me newsfeed all the time, like calling me a liar. Well, you can't make that assumption either. How do you know? Nobody knows. That's the point. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the Radio Times article as well. It's based on absolutely nothing. So you don't know. So you can't be making that assumption that people that are reporting this, like Tardis, like Doomcock, like Neurotics, like Ballstreck, and many others, right? You can't be going out calling them lawyers because you just don't know, right? But at the end of the day, I don't care. This is not about vindication for me, right? At the end of the day, I decided to do this because I was annoyed with Series 11, right? I got approached, and at first, like all of yous, I was skeptical. Of course, I was skeptical. You know what I mean? You always get people out there that say that they have sources, but this sources proved themselves, right? This sources proved themselves on many occasions. Do you know what? A new era begins after 2020, and that's all I'm looking forward to now, right? I mean, the news is out there now. The fandom can do what they want with it. There's going to be people out there that will believe us, and there's going to be people out there that don't, and there's going to be people that are going to be sitting on the fence, right? At the end of the day, an announcement is going to be made either way, right? There's just not going to be an announcement made right now because they'll want it to die down. And as I said, don't be surprised as if I said if all of a sudden a classic episode reappears, or they're doing another classic box set, something to distract the fans, yeah, or some announcement about Series 12 about maybe a clip or something, just something to get the fans, what I mean, distracted, right? Because this is what happens, right? But see, they can only hold it off for so long anyway, right? Because then eventually, then they'll have to make some sort of announcement then, because they can't go on pretending that, like, you know what I mean, that nothing's happened. They'll have to make the announcement that they're gone. And don't be surprised if there's statements and they're like, "Oh well, we've done our time on the show, and we think we've done all we can, and we leave the show in safe hands and all this crap." Right? They're not going to actually come out and say, "Well, we fired Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker walked." Do you know what I mean? They're not going to say that. So either way, you know what I mean? This is not about vindication. This is about getting the information out there, right? But as I said to you, it was 2 days before this information was actually put out there. Just remember I told you I had the information and I said I was told to hold on to it. Someone jumped the gun and then we were all told to go ahead. So we all went ahead. Chuckzilla says, whoa, why am I a mod? Because I made you a mod. None of me other mods are here. So the wife is watching she's watching this program called Smothered, right? And what it is, right? I've watched a couple of episodes, right? People are really messed in the head. As you seen last night with the surprise live stream, showed you a couple of videos of a couple of creepy women. Um, but so basically, it's mothers and their daughters, and the relationship is so intense that the mother like smothers the daughter. So it's called mothered, but they drop the S, so it's called smothered. Man, these mothers are just batshit crazy, man. Seriously, man. What's your Facebook page called? I want to follow. It's called the Tardis Zone. Evening all, Marie. Hey, Marie. Past the salad time. Oh, I'm not starting that again. Wow, I'm an example. LOL. Tardis. Pro Jodie fans are working themselves into a frenzy. I don't care. Do you know what? I really don't care about them anymore. Do you know what? I was responding to idiots on on Twitter, and then I just kind of like said to myself, why am I even responding? And other people were saying, what are you even responding to them for? Let them call you what they want. You know what I mean? And then that I was thinking, you know what? They're right. Why should I care? At the end, I don't care. Like this, not as I said, this is not about vindication. I don't want any vindication, right? At the end of the day, I decided to do this channel because I was disappointed with the Series 11, right? I have every right to do that. Like Pro Jodie fans have the right to do their YouTube channels and discuss how great they think the show is, right? The only problem is their channels are not being attacked, but channels like mine, Tardis's, are not. And you've seen the abuse that he's gotten, right? The same people then abused me. They sent him photographs of severed heads, right? They said they were going to murder his family, right? All because he doesn't like series. See, this is what I mean. This is why I'll never stop doing what I'm doing, because I am not these fools think because they do that people like Tyrese, people like me, Ballstrick, and all those others that do their videos are gonna leave the fandom. They haven't got a clue what a fan is. They haven't got a clue what it means. We're old school, and even Tyrese not being 40 like me, being a younger man, but he gets it. He gets what it is to be a fan. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of young people out there that know what it is to be a fan, are true fans, and they're not happy with this era either. It's ridiculous. Our channels get attacked because at we're telling the truth, right? The others sugarcoat it. The media sugarcoat it. There was nothing decent about Series 11 at all. Nothing. Nothing at all. The villains themselves, right? There was no real threat. Not one villain. Was there ever a real threat from that villain? There wasn't. Look back, watch it again. I know I'm telling you to watch it again. You probably won't, but anybody that is brave enough to watch it again. Look at the villains. There's no real danger there. There never is. Right? They sugarcoated it for these kids. As I said, it was watered down. It was watered down because Doctor Who, okay, Stephen Moffat's era went all over the place, right? He tried to be too complex, right? And some people were saying, well, what was he doing here? What was his idea, right? But I get what he was doing. That's what I want Doctor Who to be, though. I want Doctor Who to be intelligent. I want to be able to sit down and watch a Doctor Who episode and think, wow, I have to watch that again because I need to figure stuff out. That's what Doctor Who has always been, right? And they've watered it down and it has not worked. What's happened is that the fans that like the show the way I've just described, right, have walked away because the show has been watered down. I'll even be more crass about it and say it's being dumbed down, right? So people want to watch. There's people like us that want to watch intelligent TV shows, and Doctor Who used to be an intelligent TV show. Now it's just like every other dumb program that's out there, watered down. And we don't like that. Do you know what I mean? Moffat, I criticise Moffat a lot, right? And I still do. But I tell you, I have more admiration of what he tried to do, right? If you could get a showrunner that can actually pull it off, can actually make it interesting, right? Actually make it so people have to think, but not too complicated that you can't, that the kids were watching anyway, because there was always something there for the kids as well, but there was something there for the adults. They've got the balance completely wrong. What they've decided to do is screw the adults. This is for the teenagers and the kids now, right? You're no longer relevant in this fan base, and that's what we get a lot from these fans as well. Well, if you don't like the show, leave the fandom. I don't think you understand how fandom works, right? When you've been watching a show as long as I have, you don't just walk away from a show because it's had one poor season, right? It's had poor eras before, right? But we go through, we stick with it. The only problem that we have with this era is that they've completely abandoned everything that has made the show what it was, right? And you can all say, and I hate them, but it has the historical episodes. Rosa wasn't Rosa had no business, and I keep saying this, has no business to being a Doctor Who story. If it was a story without the sci-fi element in it, and it was just a drama part of a different bloody, show, it would work. But not with Doctor Who. And I mean, the villain in that is ridiculous, right? The villain in that is ridiculous. Again, no real danger for the Doctor because the villain can't kill the Doctor. It's just no, it was an insult, right? I would admit that the bus scene was great. It was great. I have to admit that. I'm not gonna lie, but the music in the background ruined it, man, ruined it. That's where Murray Gold would have been in his element, right? Could you imagine that episode, right? I know it was shit, right? But could you imagine that episode with Murray Gold's music? Right? And that scene on the bus, he can do gentle. People say he was always dramatic with his music. No, not all the time. He could do the subtlety, and he would have done that. I'm telling you now, that bus scene would have been so much better with Murray Gold's music. I miss Murray Gold's music as well. So that's another thing as well. This new music, it's just too incidental. It's just too simple. It's just like, so, as I think Bostrek described it. I think, now I'm not quoting him exactly. It was someone, but like banging on things just to make sound. It's ridiculous. Most Jodie fans don't know the day of the week it is, let alone true or not true. Some of the facts they quote about Doctor Who are laughable by Not My Doctor Who Welcome. Unknown 289 says, no, Jesus Christ. Pasta salad again. I'm not getting into this again. I'm not having the conversation overrun with pasta salad, right? Well, yeah, pasta salad. Raymond OReilly says, two specials and 6 episodes. Oh, no, sorry. Two specials and 6 episodes, Christmas Day and Easter. That should be the run. That's an interesting one. I put out maybe 6 movies, 6 hour and a half episodes, and maybe a special. But some people actually said that they didn't like that idea. I just threw that out there, something to kind of refresh it. You know, if anybody likes Raymond O'Reilly's suggestion, actually let me know in the comments. Um, Stephen Cassidy says it all comes out in a DVD special in 10 years' time. Of course, sure. We only found out all the things that were happening behind the scenes uh, during the classic era when they start bringing out the box set. Sure, I have some of the interviews there, and they're quite telling. Quite telling. I'll give you one example. Pyramids of Mars, for example, right? Sarah Jane's character, as you know, didn't really in the old days. If you've watched, um, Sarah Jane's character like never carried a weapon or anything like a gun, right? And the director for Pyramids of Mars wanted Sarah Jane to fire a rifle. Now she did in the episode, but Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen were quite adamant that it was out of character. But the director, and you could even see it when Elizabeth Sladen is being interviewed. You could see that she's being very diplomatic, right? And you look at the director, and I'm telling you, she looks like a right owl, like you do what she tells you to do, sort of thing. But loads of little stories come out. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, as I said, I don't really care what BBC say when they're leaving. I really don't. I don't care. And I know I'll have some fans coming to me saying, "Well, I told you they just left of their own volition. They weren't sacked." Duh. You know what I mean? I don't care. Don't care what you say. I know what's true, and everybody else knows what's true. So they could say it, and then, as Stephen rightly points out, it'll come out in years later. It always does. It always does. Sure, look at the Christopher Eccleston stuff, right? Starting to come out now, and he's writing a book. It'll all come out in the end, so don't worry. Um, let's see. We got loads of comments here. Um, they'll just say that the time has come for them to move on to other things. Exactly. They were the Carsten. Look, they're never going to admit. That's what I mean. It's stupid. Never going to admit it. Like, why would they? You know what I mean? And Pierce Wenger, the guy that gave the go ahead, he's not going to admit that he was wrong. The head of BBC Drama. Why would he? He's not going to take the fall for that either. That's all going to be kept hush hush. Okay, I'll do my best. Not My Doctor Who says the only good thing I saw at Series 11 was the police box, but the interior was awful. Um, Super John says no real villains in Series 11. It's bad. I felt like exploding bubble wrap was a very poor idea. Raymond OReilly said, God, watch it again. Can you buy Prozac over the counter? I know, mate. Prozac and everything else. Seriously, couple of bleeding glasses of whiskey, what? Stephanie says, I tried watching it a second time and was able to get to 3 episodes in. I was able to get 3 episodes in and I couldn't keep going. Well, good for you. I can only get past the first 15 minutes of the first episode, and that's considered one of the best. Super John, I've seen the police box at Madame Tussauds in Blackpool. It looked like it was made of chipboard. Actually, is anybody? I've heard a few things about that. Is anybody even going to see the Doctor Who exhibit in there, and especially the Jodie Whittaker statue? Because you don't see many photographs, do you? I mean, if this show's so popular, where's all the pro Geordie fans with their photographs of going to Blackpool to see wherever Madame Tussauds? Yeah, it's in Blackpool. Uh, where's all the photographs? And by the way, Big Finish, I put up a yoke, right? And someone says to me, I said, Finish merchandise is sold out. Like Big Finish brought out a line and it's sold out, right? And okay, while it's true that it would have a limited amount, right? The fact that it's sold out though, and they say that Big Finish is not really popular. I don't know what these fans are on. Big Finish is Big Finish is not popular. Did you right? I know the numbers were down over the weekend when the Big Finish had the free thing going, right? But overall, I think over 1 million people eventually ended up watching over the weekend, right? Big Finish is not a small thing anymore. It is very popular, and I'll tell you why it's very popular, especially now, is because people are turning to it now because Series 11 was so bad, right? So to say that Big Finish is not popular, that's why they brought out merchandise because it's become popular. So for anybody out there saying that Big Finish is not popular, the reason why they were able to bring out merchandise is because it is popular, right? You don't bring out merchandise for anything that isn't popular, that isn't going to make you money, and Big Finish is certainly making money, right? Big Finish has been on a high for a good number of years now, and rightly so, rightly so. So, I mean, look, again, it's another thing that these fans try to do. They try to taint and try to criticize anything that does well because they don't want everybody to know the truth that Series 11 is so bad that other things that are related to Doctor Who are doing so well. You know what I mean? And that's why we've got to talk of this Torchwood movie. Even a possible Doctor Who movie or something was quoted. I don't think that'll ever happen, but the Torchwood movie certainly looks like it's something that could happen. I let me see. I'm sending a concept that I came up with of a way with to fix things for the 60th special without having to retcon stuff to the BBC. Hopefully, they'll at least take some ideas from it. Rocket Runner says Series 11 was Doctor Who in name only. I can imagine Series 12 will be just the same. Super John says, I don't like the Series 11 police box. The pebble dash on the windows has gone. Stephen Cassidy said, hate the music at the end of Rosa. Joshua says, hello, Noel, hello. Unknown 289, the over dramatic cliche modern cringy song in the background was awful. I know they should have even played a song from that era. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Rings of perfect example. Raymond OReilly. Stephanie says someone edited the Rosa scene with Murray Gold music and it was tremendously better. So I'll have to go and find that and have a look. Murray Gold is missed. Murray Gold is missed, and I think look, I know Murray Gold went stale at the end, right? But he's had a good few years off now. I'd bring him back. Uh, Big Willie Jerry says, Noel, I love you. Bull says, howdy. Marty says, does anyone know what's going on now in Cardiff with filming? Are they nearly done? There's nothing coming out at the moment. There's nothing coming out. There just seems to be, it just seems to be dead silence at the moment. I think people are afraid to talk now, because that was a very big leak, and people are watching their backs. Seriously, this wasn't even supposed to come out yet. It was supposed to be held on to for and wait for the right time for it to come out. I know there isn't really a right time for news like that to come out, but timing was everything in this because, as I have said, because people have been questioning me on this, as I've said, it puts sources at risk if the information comes out at the wrong time. And some people don't understand that that's how the game works. You know, I mean, look at the WikiLeaks founder and all, right? Now he's obviously they're at the catching him, the poor bastard. But look at him when he did it with WikiLeaks. Timing is everything, right? You have to time these things. I didn't know Chris Eccleston is writing a book. Yeah. Actually, I'll get the name of the book up for you now, Stephen Cassidy. It's his own his own. Hold on, because I want to get it right. But he is writing this book, I think himself. Hold on. Christopher. Oh, and by the way, Christopher Eccleston was told to go abroad by his agent and wait for the BBC to change regime because he'd never get a job. He was blacklisted, which is disgusting. So if anybody out there doubts that um, BBC can't keep this under lock and key for a while, they can. And I mean, if you look at went on uh, way back then when you had guys like Jimmy Savile roaming the corridors of BBC. And I know loads of people knew and nobody said that, but that just goes to show you that they can keep a secret like that. So for anybody, and I always use that as the example, of people say, well, you can't use that for an example. Yeah, I will, because that's the biggest example of something that they kept hidden away from the public for decades. And then when they found out, right, they still went ahead with their Jimmy Savile celebration and did a whole bleeding day of TV shows dedicated to the man, all these shows that he did, right? And they knew he was a paedophile at that stage, right? So, I mean, I keep saying it. BBC. They're, they're a bad corporation. Bad corporation. There you go. I didn't even mean to do that, but there's your BBC. Bad corporation. The book is going to be called "I Love the Bones of You," and he talks about his father, and he does talk about his time on Doctor Who. It actually it's called "I Love the Bones of You," Christopher Eccleston. Uh, My Father and the Making of Me. And I'll just give you because Stephen, you asked, I'll just give you a brief rundown of what the book is going to be basically about. So, my father was an ordinary man, which of course means he was extraordinary. I aim to capture him and his impact on my life and career, Christopher Eccleston. Be it as Nicky Hutchison in Our Friends in the North, Maurice in The A Word, or his reinvention of Doctor Who, one man in life and death has accompanied Christopher Eccleston every step of the way, his father Ronnie. In I Love the Bones of You, Eccleston reveals a vivid portrait of a relationship that has shaped his entire career trajectory, mirroring and defining his highs and lows from stage and screen, triumph to breakdown, anorexia, self doubt, and a deep belief in the basic principles of access and equality denied to generations. The actor, quality, I should, oh no, equality, sorry. The actor reveals how his background in Salford and his vision of a person like millions denied their true potential shaped his desire to make drama forever, entwined with the marginalization, the oppressed, and the outsider. Movingly and in scenes sadly familiar to increasing numbers, Eccleston also describes how the tightening grip of dementia on his father slowly blinded him to his son's existence, forcing a new and final chapter in their connection, and how Ronnie and Eck, because obviously that was his nickname, I suppose, still walks along with him today. Um, Told with the trademark honesty and openness, I Love the Bones of You is a celebration of those of whom the spotlight so rarely shines, as told by a man who found his voice in its glare. A love letter to one man and a peine to many, if that's the word I'm saying right. So there you go. So basically, it's gonna be, look, it's gonna be one of the most it's going to be an emotional read. I'm going to get the book. I want to read it. I'm very interested. Um, they gave Jodie Whittaker a statue. Yeah, nah, it's the waxwork. Yeah, they give a doctor a waxwork. Uh, they have all the Series 11 costumes in Madame Tussauds in Blackpool, including the Cabaret Man, the Dalek, and the Dalek on the woman's back. Raymond OReilly, Big Finish kept it going. Think Russell T, Mark Gazes, and Moffat, and even Chibnall were writing for Big Finish. They haven't a clue. That's from Raymond OReilly. Chuck Zilla says Big Finish is our Doctor Who right now. And Stephen Cassidy says, I want to know about a bitch fight between X and RTD went off. Were they rolling around on the floor? And Gar353 says if Chibnall's memoir someday is named after a Who story, would it state would it be State of Decay, The Edge of Destruction, The Ultimate Fall or Flatline? Stephen Gratham says, yeah, it makes sense. She has the acting ability, charisma of a slapped wax. A slab of wax. Oh my God, I love that one, Stephen. And welcome aboard. Lawrence Harvey says they should have everything from season 11 in a landfill site. Yeah, yeah, I agree. But I have to say that Christopher Eccleston book um, sounds very, very interesting. And for anybody that's interested, the list price here is £20, English pound, I assume. And it looks like it's available from Amazon .co.uk. Some site called what's it? I think it's Find Books or some shit like that. One called Hive. It's also available in Tesco, VHS Smith, or VH Smiths, or whatever you bleeding call that one, and some place called Waterstones, and I assume they're all places in the UK. So I think the book is available. So they should put the waxwork in Series 12. It would do a better job. I agree with you. It would. Uh, yeah. You're obsessed with Whittaker, Chibnall, Arden, you. Uh, £20 not running a charity, is he? LOL. Well, do you know what? I've been critical of him coming back, and I accused him of taking fans' money. But look, there, I've read more, right? I mean, it's dealing. I've only read the part. Obviously, that's what they tell us. But there's other things in the book where his agent, where he discusses with his agent, discusses with him, tells him that he's better off leaving the country if he wants to work because the BBC have blacklisted him. He said that the Doctor Who role took a lot out of him, and that's why he doesn't really talk about it because he's still emotionally scarred by it. So there's I know that probably won't get too much insight into that, but it's going to be interesting. And if that is the case, and he was blacklisted for all those years, like he says, well, then that explains why he wasn't at all the other conventions. And then I've judged him too harshly. And with that, I'm going to say I apologise because I didn't know he was blacklisted. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, if he was blacklisted, he can't go to the conventions because they tried to stop him from going. And now he's not anymore, and he's embraced it. So you know what? I know he's still charging too much. I think he should ease in with his prices. But the fans seem to be happy to have him there. So who am I to argue with the fans? And if it's true what he has said, well, then, quite frankly, the BBC and everybody that works at the BBC and the regime that were there while he was there ought to be ashamed of themselves to treat a man like him like that, right? Because I wanted him to stay on longer, right? I really did. I thought, seriously, his doctor is so underrated. It's a good doctor. Like, for me, Peter is going to be the best new Who doctor. I just love Peter. There's everything. Just Peter's doctor is just, for me, it's just absolutely fantastic. But Christopher Eccleston, he had a job on his hands, when he brought this show, when he decided to take this role. There was an awful lot of responsibility. And he done it, and he did himself proud. But if it took all that out of him, like he says, and there was shit going on behind the scenes, I don't blame him from walking away. And if he was blacklisted, shame on the BBC. Um, any news about season 12? No, everything has gone quite right at the moment because obviously with the news that happened uh, last week, we might as well say now at this stage. So no, everybody is being obviously quiet right now at the moment. If, as I said, if I do get Ant, and I always, let you know anyway. Stephen has Jodie becomes an yeah, done. I know, yeah, yeah. They do a better job, quite frankly. Bull says, Jerry, aren't we all? That's who it, that's who is the showrunner and star right now. Because he said I'm obsessed with. I'm not obsessed. There's nothing obsessive about it. This is a Doctor Who live stream. We talk about Doctor Who. Yes, Friday nights is slightly different. We talk about other stuff, but on Mondays and Wednesdays is Doctor Who. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you don't want me to talk, if you don't want me talking about Doctor Who all the time, then join the Friday live stream. It's a bit more relaxed, and we talk about other stuff. We had an '80s one actually on Friday that went very very well. Um, yeah, so I mean, look, I even at this stage, I don't really care what comes out. I don't care. I don't even care what other information I get about Series 12 now at this stage. Like I'll do it, but I don't care because I know they're gone, and that's what everybody should be focused on anyway. They're gone after Series 12. Either way, gone. Doesn't matter. Here's the thing that I've said anyway, right? Doesn't matter who's, as I said, Radio Times are just have no credibility right now at this moment in time. And as I said to everybody, nobody knows, right? Except the people that are close, right? And me. Rocket Runner says, "Don't watch it." Oh no, big Big Willie Jerry says, "Don't watch it if you don't like it." But I see, I don't see, you don't get the point. You don't know what it means to be a fan. Just because I don't like Series 11 doesn't mean that I don't like Doctor Who. And I'm not going to leave the fandom just because I don't like an era of Doctor Who. You know what I mean? People, eras, people come and go in Doctor Who. So, like, I will enjoy it again. I just don't enjoy it at the moment. And I'll talk about it because, as I said, there's YouTube channels out there that praise this series, right? And they're able to go and do it unmolested, right? They're able to go and do it without anybody arguing and giving out, right? I do it, right? But I don't like Series 11, but I express that opinion, but I get all the hate, yeah? And other YouTubers like me that talk about it, right? Because at the end of the day, look at the people in the comments, right? Look at the people that follow me on Twitter. Look at the people that follow me on Facebook, right? I mean, I'm not the only one that doesn't like Series 11 because if I was, this channel would be dead, right? And every other YouTuber that gives out about Series 11's channel would be dead. But they're not. Those channels are thriving, whether those pro Jodie fans like it or not, and they're going to continue to do so. Rocket Runner says Series 11 will never be put in a landfill. They don't allow you to put toxic garbage in them. It needs to be sealed in a canister and fired into the sun. Yeah, we could get Superman to fly up there. I agree with you. Bull says, don't have to join the show. That's not in. That is not in support either. Yeah, this is what we call it. It's a show. I fans, or not fans. I mean, me subscribers. Uh, it's like a phone in, really. If you think about, it. I read out their comments. We interact with each other. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know. It's a live stream on YouTube. Same thing. Same thing. What's the difference? What's the difference? Entertainment has changed. Do you know what I mean? There's shows on YouTube, right? Oprah has a show on YouTube. She doesn't call it a live stream, and she sometimes does it live. So I mean, do you know what I mean? That fair enough. I just think 20 quid is a lot for a book. I don't know. I think that's the going price for books. But Chuckzilla says, my father had dementia. I know what Christopher Eccleston went through. Very tough to deal with. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That book might give comfort to people, or might help people, or might make people understand what it's like to go through this, or so it's well worth. I'm definitely going to buy the book. I don't care how much it costs over here. It'll probably be €25 over here. I don't care. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna read it and see what happens. Right, Big Willie Jerry, you're out of here, you little prick. I ever see you in here again? Sorry about that, folks. I just seen a comment there that that was disgusting. They're gone now anyway. Um, Joshua, how's the sauce doing? Uh, what's going on here now? Wait. Right, right. What's going on here? Why is there? Right, hold on now. I'm not having that. I am not having that at all. Right, Rocket Runner. You're gonna be made. You're gonna have the privilege of being made moderator, so you can actually get rid of all those nasty comments about you and Tyrese and everybody else there. I've seen them there. Block them as well. I don't want them in here. Fucking disgraceful. Carry on. See, this is the kind of stuff that we have to deal with. So anybody that's watching this video, go in and have a look at some of those live comments now, right? And this is the kind of crap we have to put up with, right? With these evil little dirty little rotten little parasites, yeah, that come out with sick little things as well. I seen something there about someone's little sister as well. Disgusting little animals. Sorry about that. See, but this is what happens. This didn't happen. Do you remember the 80s live stream and last night? Because we didn't mostly concentrate on Doctor Who. And you seen how those two live streams went, and there was no bad comments whatsoever in those two live streams. As soon as you talk about Doctor Who Series 11, all shit breaks. It all breaks loose. They're idiots. Holy shit. Right, let's get back to some peace and tranquility anyway. Um, right, those comments are gone, so I don't want to hear anybody else now. Please don't comment on any of the comments that you just saying. Yeah, just ignore them now because you're giving them credence, and then if you give them credence, that's what they want. So just ignore it. Clearly a pro Jody fan who just can't resist coming on here to insult us. Very predictable. It's always the same. There's another gobshite as well. He's gone as well. I'm telling you. Ah, Yeah. Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Let's get back to some right. Right. As I said, don't be giving the comments credence, right? Something was said about my daughter as well on this, right? Just don't be giving just remove them, okay? And I'm removing the comments as well from everybody that's bringing it up. I don't want it to look just leave them. Right. Sorry, no, never done this before. It's okay, Chuckzilla. It's okay. It's okay. What you do is you click onto their name, right, and you see remove. Yeah. Um. That's it, really. I think. Uh. Right. They've kind of ruined the whole thing because they're filling up the comments now, and I can't see what's what. So just total real account who who basically is who's writing like a 5 year old says here's the thing, my reliable source says your source is sprouting bullshit. Well, do you know what? My source is not sprouting bullshit, but like, do you know what? Thank you for that intelligent comment there, mate. Thank you. John, you're still here. Do you mind being mod here for us as well? It's just there's too many comments coming in, and I can't seem to. Right, I'm just going to ignore the comments now, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to continue what I wanted to continue on, which was the Mallory Blackman book. So this is the writer of obviously writer Rosa, and she has a new book coming out. Let's just talk about Father Ted. Yeah, right. Where's the new book? Right. So this is what BBC. This is BBC News, by the way. Now we know BBC News are very Thanks, John. I really appreciate it. There you go. Your moderator now. It's just I need a few to keep these comments from idiots out. So Mallory Blackman. So this is the woman behind Rosa. UK hate crimes inspired my new book, right? So, almost 20 years after she first released Knots and Crosses, Mallory Blackman is back with the newest addition to the series. Crossfire, like her novels before, it explores the theme of racial divide with black people ruling over white people. The series was inspired by Stephen Lawrence's murder case in 1993 and how the police handled it. Mallory has been speaking to BBC Radio Newsbeat about her new book. I remember watching a doco-drama about how the Lawrence family had been treated, particularly by the police, she said. I remember being so angry about that, and I thought I want to write something about racism and what it's like to experience racism. She said before she started the Noughts and Crosses series, she discussed writing about slavery with her friends, but the response was kind of underwhelming. They were saying, "Why do you want to write about that? It's so painful and so long ago." Then I thought, how can I flip it and make the Noughts the minority and the ones who are experiencing racism, the white people, the ones who are experiencing racism, and so that's how the idea was born. So basically, because her black friends weren't keen on the idea of them books, um, doing books on black slavery, she decided to flip it and basically make us the slaves. Um, it's an interesting concept, but I just don't see what our point is. But again, all these they have all these they have all these agendas. Uh, should who go back to the classic model of producer and script editor? There's a great question. Hello Noel and the gang. Hello Eva. Um, I tell you, these idiots are setting up common jokes real fast. How are they doing this? Mm-mm. See, do you know what they're doing now? Right? See, do you know what they're doing now? Right? What they're doing is they're making these comments because they think they're gonna flip me out about talking about my wife, right? And talking about my daughter and making all these other comments. Thing about it is everything that they're saying is being recorded anyway. Yeah. So I have all the comments anyway, right? So doesn't matter. Nice video to expose you all, and people will find you anyway. You know what I mean? So doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Let's get back to what I was saying anyway. Yeah, it just seems to be an interesting concept. Um, but you look at the way she wrote. You look at the way she wrote Rosa, and you could definitely see that it bled. The books basically bled into Rosa because I mean, look how she treated white people in that episode, and not every white person was a racist. But if you were to watch Rosa, every white person in it is a racist. Like, um, so yeah, typical of pro Jody zombies. Yeah, just hide them all. If they come up, just hide them all. It seems to be better that way. Doesn't matter. We're an hour in. We've got a couple of more hours to go. They're not going to stop us. So if there's anything that you actually want to ask me, or anything that you want to bring to me attention that's Doctor Who news, let me know. We are moving significantly faster as a society. We need to slow down driving, video, etc. Um, what Yvette says, what are we discussing? Rossi G12 says, hi all. Hi Rossi. Unfortunately, the news feed is being the live stream news feed is being flooded by idiots. Um, Noel, do you have any Doctor Who collectibles? I used to have a good few. I don't have many. I have some somewhere around the house, but I'd have to go looking because when I moved in here, I just packed everything away, and I still haven't unpacked most of my stuff because we haven't decided where we're putting most of it. Have a screwdriver here, as you've already probably seen. Makes three different noises. So I don't really have any rare items per se, but I have a few classic episodes. But I do have a. Well, I suppose it's not enough. It's not official merchandise, but it's actually quite silly, but it's Pyramids of Mars on a copy disc, but it was done like about 25, 30 years ago. So, no, that'd be wrong. About 20 years ago. So, it's pretty old. So, that's that's still in. I still have that in my bag somewhere, in a case hidden away. Um, Change of topic. No, what was your first, uh, very first Doctor Who that you saw live? Peter Davison was me doctor that I saw live. Um, yeah, Peter Davison. Stuart says, "Hi, now first time on your live stream. Welcome, Stuart. Nice to have you on board." Glenn Edwards says, "Soon, with so many pro Jody fans, you will be up to 1,000 subs and be able to monetize those idiots. So you should welcome them as they are helping you." Uh, that's Glenn Edwards. Yvette says, 300 Daleks, load of old and new monster. My favorite is Drastic and an army of Cybermen, old and new, and tons of Tardises. Unknown, what do you think of Peter Cushing's Dalek movies? I like them. Obviously, they're like, they're trying to find a way to get them part of. There's a couple of fans even have asked that question as well out there on a couple of Twitter polls. Would they like to see them become part of canon? Um, yeah, I know Moffat tried in the Zygon version, didn't he? Tried to he wanted to put a poster up on the wall, but he wasn't allowed or something. But they were going to try and include it into Doctor Who somehow. I wouldn't mind that happening. Um, you look too young to have seen Peter Davis's episodes when they were on. I was 40. I'm 40. Noel, aka Idiot. Ha 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 ha. I am the blue haired genius and I think you're stupid, aka dumb, aka unintelligent. Yeah, yeah, you need a trim, mate. No, I don't need a trim. But what you need to do is you need to get a life and goodbye, you muppet. Raymond O'Reilly, I'm 51. I'll get. uh, yeah, I just can't say it properly, Eva. But I know, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm 40, so I'm 11 years junior. Gar, what one story, classic or new, would you use to introduce a newbie Doctor to Who? Please don't say Blink. It's too atypical. Um, I mean, mm, that's a good question. What classic Doctor do I think could do a new? Who would I hold on? Which Doctor do I think Rose would sue? Classic Doctor. Mm. I think Rose would suit Peter Davison's Doctor. Um, yeah, Rose would suit Peter Davison's Doctor. So a new Who Doctor going into a classic story. I don't think it would have worked, to be honest, with a new Doctor going back doing a classic story, because the classic, different style of acting altogether, though. So it'd be kind of. But I think Peter Davison could pull off. Uh, could do the Rose episode, no problem. I think he'd fit in seamlessly, actually. Um, I'm weird, I know, but I miss the old PBS telethons that promoted Doctor Who merch for a level of support. Good times, says Bull. Raymond O'Reilly, Hellbent. Nigel G. Harrod says, talking Dalek movies, have you checked out the YouTube channel Dalek 63.AA? The research they do is fantastic. I haven't, but I love user suggestions. I do check these things out. Lawrence Harvey says, talking of Peter Cushing's Doctor, it would be nice if Bernard Gribbons was retired CID Inspector Tom Campbell instead of Wilfred Mott in the Tennant era. Lawrence Harvey. Yvette says Tom Baker or John Pertwee, a fake Tardis account. A fake Tardis account. I don't know why. What were they saying? Yes, Pertwee is my doctor. My favorite is Planet of the Spiders. Um, what happened anyway? What did I miss? I don't know. It's gone all crazy in the live comments tonight, hasn't it? Yeah. Yes, Pertwee is my doctor. My favorite is Planet of the Spiders. Yvette says, love Planet of the Spiders regen episode. Uh, what happened anyway? Well, it must have been a fake account because if a message is deleted and Therese is still in the comments, I don't know. People setting up fake accounts now. How sad little assholes. Seriously, you actually need to get a life. Um, More childish shit from the fake Tyrese account. You're making a difference. Plus the negative comments. Yeah, I'm not. See, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is what they're gonna do now because, like, they know there's something up. They just won't admit it to themselves. So they're gonna try. They're gonna try. They made a fake account of Therese and they have no subscribers or videos. They said stuff about your wife. It doesn't matter. Look, I'm not even reading their comments. I'm actually just flying by them so they can say whatever they say. Just keep deleting them anyway. But I'm ignoring them. Raymond OReilly says war games. Uh, Bull says right you are. Thank you for that, Bull. Chuckzilla says fake account. Yeah, I get it. Tyrese's account. I know. Sure, the real Tyrese. I don't know if he's still here though. He's probably gone to bed anyway. He's only back off his holiday, so you might have a bit of tiredness over the holidays. You know yourself. It takes a lot out of you when you go away on holidays. Uh, Rossi G12 says it was vulgar comment and then retracted. It doesn't. What? Then it was retracted. Okay. Doesn't matter. I don't care. I didn't even say it. Not even paying attention, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to read your comments out. So yeah. So if you have any more questions, that loser needs to get a life. They all need to get a life. Look, at this is what happens, right? It's the same with any other YouTuber that's out there that does videos that they don't like, right? That's the kind of stuff that they do, right? So look at let them. It gives them a couple of minutes of thinking that they're great. Yeah. But in reality they're sad little individuals, you know. They'll be all crying into their bowls of cornflakes when it's announced that their precious little Jodie Whittaker and our precious little Chris Chibnall are gone. Right? And then at that time then you can all have a great old laugh at them. You know what I mean? Look, they're even setting up a fake YouTube channel, my fake YouTube channel with my account, I should say. Um, Remember when you are subscribing to my channel to make sure that you look at the one that actually has subscribers, okay? Because these sad little individuals, these little sad individuals are not going to stop now. You know what I mean? They've gotten a target. But what they don't know is I have a lot of friends in the YouTube community. So, you know, this is not over by a long stretch of the imagination anyway. Uh did you manage to make it over to Blackpool Doctor Who exhibit? No, I'm from Ireland. I wouldn't go over anyway. If Jodie Whittaker's exhibit is there, no way. Raymond OReilly, guys, don't give them any time. We shouldn't be giving them any time. Exactly. So all of you, I think hands down, Genesis of the Daleks is the best ever classic. Doctor Who. How about everyone else? I love Inferno as well, though. Um, it is in Blackpool, and it's crap. Says Eva. Not my Doctor Who says. Just remember, any nasty comments from the regulars are going to be fake. Um, Stuart says, I hope the new Doctor would be Richard Ayoade, but it could be Michael Sheen. Yeah, Michael Sheen definitely seems to be the front runner right now at this moment in time. Yvette, my fave, Web of Fear, the very first episode I watched on my own when I was 5. Gareth 535 says, what are your one or two best classic series companion departures? I do like Adrix and Earthshock, and I like Sarah Jane's one when she left. I really said that no. Um, yeah, I know you really said it. I just thought I just have to be careful. I'm told I curse too much, so I'm just trying to tone it down tonight. Thank you for your channel. It is authentic and real. No, that's I look. That's all I am. I try to be real, and sometimes I might repeat myself a couple of times, which my wife says I have a habit of doing. But you'll always get an honest opinion here, and I'm not going to stop. And these people certainly won't stop me. So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, as I said, I've been ignoring their comments anyway, and I'm reading the comments that matter, which is you guys. Yvette says, Web of Fear was brilliant. Rocket Runner says, I love the Stones of Blood. Welcome, Rocket Runner. I haven't seen you in a while, actually. Um, oh no, you have made a few comments there. Just sorry, Jesus, it's loads. Look, Jesus, there has been a lot of comments deleted. All the same, though. We all repeat ourselves. It's human. Yeah, I know. The wife says I do a bit too much, though. I think I do. I've been looking at the end of my videos, and I say goodbye about 10 times before I actually even go. Uh, Destiny and Remembrance were great too. The Dalek stories are always there's always something. Um, Garth 353 says, Inferno, the Seas of Doom, and the Caves of Adrazani are my top three. The great shout outs to them all. Seriously, great shout outs to them all. I love them. They're great. When people start mentioning episodes or stories like that, and you look at what Doctor Who could be, and this is the modern era, so come on, what's going on? You mean to tell me that the quality of writers has actually gotten worse over the years? I'm sorry, but I fail, and I don't believe it. I really don't. You mean to tell me there's no talented writers out there? I mean, look at the guy. Look at the guy responsible for a TV show. I don't know if you know. It was on a few years back called Misfits. It was on. I think it was on E4. Um, and it was about a bunch of mid-20 people. They were basically doing community service, a lightning strike, and they gain powers. They do right, sci-fi, but it's gritty British drama sci-fi, and it was very well done. Very well done. Um, so check that out. The writer of that, Mark Overmars, I think that's his name or whatever. Or yeah, I think that's what it is. And there was another writer on it called Tom Green as well. Look, there's some talented writers out there. Charlie Brooker is another one that was mentioned as well, but I don't know about that because apparently the last series of Dark Mirror was an absolute joke. So I'd have to check that out myself before, but what he has done in the past, or she, or whoever it is, I don't even know if Charlie Brooker is a guy or a girl, to be honest with you, because I just liked it. Didn't matter to me. I just liked the writing. Well, I did, but I heard it's gone to crap. Uh, Lawrence Harvey says the invasion fury from the deep spearhead from space and not again. L- logo. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm definitely not saying it. You just give me tongue twisters sometimes. Bull says summer 1980, Pyramids of Mars, flipping through the channels and coming on Zootech, instant addict. Yvette, new ones, I hate to say it, but Blink scared the poo out of me. I heard there was a fake account of me. Which punk was that? Um, Noel, if you were dressed up in an original Doctor Who costume, what would it be? Uh, I actually like William Hartnell's costume a lot. And I like Pertwee's costumes as well. So I'd go with those two. Um, yeah, definitely. I like their dress. Like I like Tom Baker's Doctor, but I wasn't it. Like I like the scarf and stuff like that, but I prefer the other costumes. I've got the Misfits series. They're great. Now I haven't watched it to the end now because I know there's a few more series. I got as far as series three, maybe four, series four. I haven't watched it beyond that, so I don't know what happened. So don't tell me. Um, Mark Overmars was an Arsenal player. Yeah, I know he's an Arsenal player, but I think that's what the name of your man is as well. That right? I could be wrong. Um, So, Gar, here's an interesting question by Gar. If anybody wants to answer him, this is a good question. Were the Dalek stories better before Davros arrived and all the stories became about him? So basically, he's asking, was it better with or without? Was the Dalek stories better with Davros or without Davros? I think that's what he's basically trying to say. Raymond OReilly says, what about Heaven Sent in the modern era? Heaven Sent is a masterpiece. That's look, that one episode for me makes up for all the things that it doesn't make up for everything, but it certainly gives me appreciation of what Moffat was capable of doing on his game. Brilliant. Heaven Sent, love it. Unfortunately, we got the follow up, which we will not name in this live stream. I refuse to name that abomination. By Doctor Who costume, I meant monster, not a doctor. Uh, who would I be if I was a villain? Uh, I don't know really. Wouldn't mind playing the master. I actually could probably do the psychopath very well, actually. Charlie Brooker is a man, very funny man. Well, then there you go. That's from John Guggen. Uh, Misfits was great though. That Irish bloke in it was a bit dodgy. Yeah, he was good. I like him, but he is a bit of an ass. Rossi G12 says, "What do you guys think of Blake Seven?" Uh, let me see. Can't beat the scarf. Uh, Capaldi dressed very well and looked pretty cool, John Guggen says. Bull says, I'm a weirdo. I do Collins. I know people dress up as Colin Baker's doctor. there's been some variations done by fans as well that actually look a lot better than actually the costume that he wore. But I reckon if he had been allowed to continue, I think they would. I think they would have rectified that. To be quite honest with you, Rocker Runner says I love Blake Seven. Uh, John Guggen says he thinks the Dalek stories were better before Davros arrived. If that's what I'm gathering from that, Yvette says both with or without Davros. Says Yvette. King John says, hey, King John. Jesus, you came back from the dead. Nice to see you, your Majesty. Uh, Bull says, hey is for horses. John Guggen says, all Davros did was yell. King John, do you think the Doctor plays Xbox? I don't know, Your Majesty. Do you play the Xbox? And if you do, Your Majesty, is it up to your standards? Rossi G12 says, love Blake 7 too. Just wondering if I was alone in this. LOL. No, there's quite a few people here in the live comments, and Blake Seven gets brought up a lot, and everybody loves Blake Seven. I'd be Morbius, says Eva. Uh, Nigel says Dalek's story much better without Davros. Um, uh, mm, I don't know. It all depends, I suppose. I suppose it depends on your personal taste, but um. I mean, Genesis is great. It has the Daleks in it and Davros. I don't know. It all depends, I suppose. I mean, Dalek in New Who, like there was no Davros then, so that was pretty good. I suppose it all depends. Everybody has their favorites. I think it's kind of. Why is King John's comments being deleted? I'm just asking because um I think the guy was only messing, but if he said something else that I missed, then fair enough. Uh, Gar says, Gar 535 says, before Davros in Genesis, the Daleks were dangerous, cunning schemers. With Davros, they just became lackeys. Raymond OReilly, hard to say. Davros, not sure. El Noider says, I actually like Hellbent. Please don't flame me. We won't. I just don't like talking about it, but like I know it has its fans, but when I was a kid, the Zygon suckers grossed me out to the max. LOL, says Bull. Yeah. I like the epic Dalek story, the Daleks master plan, says Lawrence Harvey. Unknown 289 says, Your Majesty, what do you think of the Nintendo Switch? um, but King John was timed out for 300 seconds. Okay. Me, the Doctor is PC Master Race, says Bull. Raymond OReilly, Blake 7, Terry Nation again. Unknown 289. King John has been assassinated. When I was a young chap, the amount of sci-fi fantasy TV we had way more than now. Mid 60s, early 70s, and a lot aimed at 11 and 14-year olds. True, and I mean, like they really put some thought and effort into it, and they even made sure that the shows actually attracted though adults as well, so they could make a family-friendly environment and get the adults involved. John Guggen says in Genesis, six-part story, the Daleks were only on screen for 14 minutes. Yeah, but I liked it. I thought it worked very well. Um, I mean, the acting in that is superb, absolutely superb. Sorry, King John, done you by accident. Sorry, mate. Ah, uh, Nigel, sadly, I was there, says Yvette. Anyone else love the Quartermass TV story or film, says Gar535. And Bull says Genesis is a great episode. Just try pirating it. It's impossible. Yvette says Quartermass and the Pit is classic gold. And we're up to date with all the comments now. So how are we? We're an hour and a half in. Time flies when you're having a bit of fun. Um, obviously. But Lawrence then goes, there were great shows back then. Doom, Watch, The Tomorrow People, Sapphire and Steel, Time Slipping, UFO. I know my sister watched Tomorrow People, but that was, see, when I see shows like Tomorrow People like that, and I see shows like, Supergirl and Krypton with all these actors that are in it that wouldn't really make it in Hollywood, but they'd probably make it in the model industry because they all look like nice people, right? Basically, they're like, you have your A listers, then you have your B listers. These are basically C listers that can't get into the B category or can't get into the A category. So they do shows like that, and the acting is pretty terrible. So when I see Tomorrow People and I see beautiful people, that's what the way I call them. If I see beautiful people in a TV show, I'm turned off. Right, when they've got all these like perfect jaws and perfect eyeline and all this crap and wear tons of makeup and shit and fake tan and all, get away. Do you know, that's why I never go into shows like Supergirl or anything like that. They just look cheap, and they just look like they just and the actors and actresses, they can't make a big time, so they just like, here, do you want to play Supergirl? Yeah, I'll play Supergirl. But she wouldn't play Supergirl in the movie. They'll get someone else to play Supergirl in the movie if ever comes back. She just wouldn't work on the big screen. So when I see actors like that, that's what like the Tomorrow People to me looks like. So I wouldn't be interested in that one. Apparently, Blake Seven apparently was going to have Daleks in it as the baddies rather than the Federation, says Nigel G. Harrod. Sapphire and Steel, awesome. King John, I'm back from the dead again. LOL. Praise Xbox, praise Saint Noel, a good holy man. James Coogan is naughty. LOL. Welcome back, Your Majesty. Would you like me to put him on the block for you? But I heard King John. Actually, they named the toilet after you, the John. They named the toilet after you. I'm going to the John. Welcome back, Your Majesty, says Eva. Leland says, I love Quartermass. And welcome, Leland. Glenn Edwards says, Tomorrow People series was good, but I think you are talking about the remakes. Right, yeah. Well, then that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Tomorrow People remake. I actually haven't seen the Tomorrow People. I don't think so. So I'll check that out. Thanks. I'm glad you've clarified that because, yeah, but truly, we're all kind of sheep. Shows on TV today is fake. As you say, watch Sigourney Weaver's teeth in Ghostbusters. Check it out. Uh, John Guggen says, I am penitent, Your Highness. Bull says fake. Um, you meant about the teeth. Our teeth are fake. Check it out. Leland says, Sapphire and Steel is still creepy even after all those years. Uh, Nigel says we had the bestest time, Yvette, as kids, didn't we? Lawrence Harvey says Into the Unknown was another good one. King John says no free bus pass now until you're 80, John. Oh, Your Majesty has spoken. I'm sorry. Uh, PS thumbs up. Says Bull. Yeah, 30 people watching. If you like what I'm saying, if you like the discussion that's happening here, and if you have anything to say, just join the live comments here. This is what. Also, this channel just has a life of its own. Starts off with Doctor Who, and then we just start talking about random stuff, but it does be good. Um, I have recently contributed a chapter to the anthology about Cat Weasel. Unknown 289 says, Hail King John 1, true Lord has risen from the dead once again. Xbox is truly a work of God. I repent for my Nintendo days. I will no longer touch anything made by Microsoft ever again. Is an Xbox One made by Microsoft? Uh, Not too long to wait in my case. I'm effing old, says John Guggen. Leland says, Does anyone remember Into the Labyrinth with Ron Mooney? Jay Robertson says, Sapphire and Steel is a must see. This is a dark series as you could ever see, as and as scary as hell, even with no money spent on it. Uh, Yvette says, Am I the oldest here? Chuck Zilla says, uh, lick that like button. I think he meant to say hit that like button. King John says Nintendo is the work of the devil. We must burn them all. Stewart says, don't forget Space 1999, the great Jerry Anderson production. John Guggen says, how old, Eva? It's never polite to ask a woman their age, John. Come on. Bill Gates was a messenger like Jesus. Space 1999 gold as well. And not my Doctor Who says love Space 1999. There was talk of a remake, but it never happened, unfortunately. And then Rocket Runner says Space 99 is a classic. And then Chuckzilla says love Space 99. And then Bull says 49 here. And then King John, my lordship, what do you think of microwaved pasta salad? And then Lawrence Harvey says, I love Space 1999 season one was the best. Yvette says, I am, and I won't say it, boo boo, boo hoo. It's never polite to say your woman's age. I'm only messing, she's 50. There's no wrong with that. 50, 50, we're all still young. We're all still young. We're all still young. We want to be living in this bleeding era, telling you. Raymond OReilly, what about the prisoner, not the AMC remake? Says Raymond OReilly. No, I said lick. Oh my god, lick that like button. That's not nice. That's not nice. No, you don't lick that like button because you don't know who's had their finger on it. Leland says, surprised they haven't resurrected Sapphire and Steel, perhaps with two of two of the other characters, Cooper and Ruby or whatever, given that Lumley and McCallum cannot be replaced. John Guggen says on 53, King of the Coffin Dodgers. Unknown 289 says Space 1999 is getting some audio books by Big Finish. I saw it announced on Twitter today. And King John says pasta salad is good fresh, but microwaved is the devil's work. Uh, John says, I have a boring fact about Space 1999, too long to fit into one post. Well, you could give us a brief. I'm 58 and I can still remember when William Hartnell was the doctor. Lawrence Harvey, King John, the power of the Xbox compels you. I have a PlayStation 4 actually. I'm a Sony man. Hey, I hey, I'm not the oldest. Yay, says Eva. Well done. Yay, told you. Uh, Jay Robertson says, I'm 46 next week, Eva. I'm not far behind you, but I'm being Botoxed again on Thursday. Your face doesn't move, but your age rolls backwards. Bull says, when I was a young Space 1999 and original Star Trek was so bizarre to me. Now, as an older person, I get it. King John says, do you remember the first episode? And unknown 289 says, I shall only eat Xboxes from now on in my pasta salad, and my pasta salad eating days are over. I'm glad to hear that your microwaved pasta salad eating days are over. As I said, you should keep away from microwaves anyway. They're evil things. Evil, evil, evil. Yeah. So, just getting a few messages there, just having a look. Everything seems to be doing okay. Right, so almost 50, that's mad Ted, says Chuckzilla. Uh Rocket Runner says Botox doesn't work on raccoons, just makes your fur stiff. uh Ron Moody was almost the third Doctor, and Bad Wolf 66 says, "Hey, nice to have you on board, Bad Wolf 66. How are you, my friend? You missed all the drama earlier. We had a shitload of trolls in the comments, but the guys sorted it all out. So yeah, so guys, yeah, well done for doing a great job so far tonight. Um, he's really got on top of that. Thank you. Um, Boring Part 1, when UFO was up for being recommissioned, Jerry Anderson upgraded all the sets in anticipation of the show continuing, especially the moon base sets. Bad Wolf 66 says, I'm doing okay. Sorry. Uh, IRL shit happened, which was not positive. Leland says, as was dear old Joffrey Balin, Cat Weasel Gar 535. Sorry, the comments are just skipping here on me. I think he was offered the third Doctor before Pertwee. Lawrence Harvey says, I was just about to say Ron Moody was nearly the third Doctor. Applause to the mods. Exactly. Boring part two, the show was cancelled, but the upgrade sets turned into the sets of Space 1999. Unknown 289 says Xbox is all we eat now. Um, Badwell 66 sounds like Doctor Who story was an alien race worship the Xbox. We've got an Xbox thing going now in the comments. I met Jerry Anderson at Bray Studios where they shot most of his stuff. And that's it really, because the other comments are just about Xbox and pasta salad, and I'm just not going to read them out anymore. So I'm just going to continue on. Alright, it doesn't matter. Told that guy Big Willie had multiple accounts. I really don't. I see. I always have people let me know, which I love, but I really don't care. The mods sorted it out anyway. Um, Farscape was the best, says Rocket Runner. Um, uh, Jerry Anderson stream, says Eva. So I love the Doctor is asexual. I do not like the love interest, says Bull. Yeah, that's look. They RTD started this anyway. This whole romance element, um, with the Doctor, and you could see, you could even see at the end of Christopher Eccleston's the last two episodes, you could actually see that they were going to start going in that direction. And then obviously a younger Doctor in David Tennant takes over. So it was a perfect opportunity for them to do it. And the fact that he had done a show called Casanova, where he was going around being a cheeky fellow and sleeping with all these women, like it was just, it was so obvious when David Tennant came on board what they were going to do. I don't like that. There shouldn't be any sort of romantic relationship between the Doctor and a companion. The Doctor shouldn't have that part. Shouldn't there shouldn't be? There should be just a friendship, like the way it was with Donna and Tennant's Doctor. That's the way it should be done. What do you think drinking that vodka made from nuked Chernobyl plants would taste like? I don't know why anybody would want to drink it, to be quite honest with you. Um, I mean, I just don't see the point in it. Like, why would anybody want to drink a vodka that's from uh plants that were being basically crops that have been like basically have nuclear fucking radioactive shit coming out of them or in their DNA? No. Does anyone have suggestions for a type of character that could be a new arch enemy, arch enemy for the Doctor following the death of the Missy Master? Says Leland Gaunt. That's a good question. So I'll put that out to use there. Who wouldn't want to snog David? I wouldn't. Unknown 289. I wouldn't argue the TV movie started it. I would argue the TV movie started it. That's from Unknown 289. Rossi G12 says, was commuting home from work and now getting off the train. Great stream as always. Bye for now. Rossi G12, nice to have you along as always. And look after yourself. Talk to you soon. Unknown, so correct. Jay Robertson says, have I missed any more news? No, no more news. A lot of Joe Jody fans are clutching at the Radio Times article like unfortunate clinging to the wreck of the Titanic. Yeah, I discussed that earlier on. I really don't care what they say, don't care what they think. Um, at the end of the day, um, they're all going to be crying soon. Well, not soon, but they'll be crying soon enough. And you know, it's just, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I really can't. I really can't. I can't wait for this nightmare to be completely over. So hopefully the fandom can heal. Hopefully we can get those that walked away to come back and to get excited again. Bull says, and I'm an American who carries. However, when I was a young gun, I learned to use my wits over my sidearm. I would rather snog Paul McGann over David Tennant personally, says Unknown 289. King John, I've subbed you, Saint Noel. Thank you, Your Royal Highness. Or Your Majesty. Your Royal Highness? No. Your Majesty. Rennie would be a great enemy. Sorry for the caps, no problem, Bull. Missy Master is a paradox. They will be back. Nigel says, what about an earlier regeneration of Morbius? Where we, that jumped there, and here we go. I wouldn't snog any of the doctors, especially the Jodie, says John Coogan. Noel, you are a saint now. How does that feel? More of an antichrist, to be quite honest with you. What if that Missy and Master had a baby? LOL. Well, they certainly wanted the bloody. I tell you, John Sims, bleeding Master, was keen on himself, wasn't he? uh, Shenanigans, says King John. Leland says, wouldn't the Rennie have to regenerate as Brian Blessed now? Lawrence Harvey says, I think the master shall return. Missy was killed by the master, but the timey-wimey thing means Missy. Yeah, but hang on. Just because they've done the timey-wimey thing doesn't mean that the new showrunner is going to go down that road. Do you know, this is another thing as well. This was the excuse that Moffat made when he couldn't explain it. And he did this wibbly wobbly timey wimey crap. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's not a good explanation anymore. Doctor Who's an intelligent show, so we want intelligent, you know, explanations. None of this timey wimey wibbly wobbly shit. I want that gone. I want it gone. I want proper explanations like they did in classic Bleeding Who. It's, you know what I mean. If you write a good story, you know, or a beginning, middle, and end. You know what I mean? It's not that fucking hard. Doctor Who fans do better bleeding job. Missy could come back, but think Michelle ruled herself out at Raymond OReilly. I wouldn't want her to come back because she's not the master. I'm sorry, but she's a deranged Mary Poppins. Um, King John says Missy Poppins. Not deranged Missy Poppins. Or Bull, rather, the doctor used his wits over weapons. I like that. Leland God says, don't. The doctors always forget after multiple meetings, so presumably the masters would too. Um, Leland says, don't the doctor. Oh no, I read that. Blessed would have been a great doctor. I think too dramatic of an actor, I think, to be quite honest with you. Um, I think Jonathan Rhys Davis would be probably a better choice, to be quite honest. Quantum physicist here, ask away. Missy, a good character, but not my master. I want a proper psychopathic master, says Bull. I agree, different character completely, right? As a different character, she works. As the master, she doesn't. And it actually bears fruit because if you actually watch the two of them interact with each other, as I have said on numerous occasions, if you didn't know that they were supposed to be the two character, would you believe that they were actually playing the same character? No, you wouldn't. You would think they were playing two separate characters, but apparently they're supposed to be the same character. Is that not the whole point? You know what I mean? If you're going to get two people to play the same character, well, shouldn't they be acting the same way? At least get it right if you're going to do it. Uh, One battle from Blessed and the Daleks would have scrapped themselves, says Leland. Rocket Runner says you can get away with the timey-wimey thing once, but when you start relying on it, that's when you have a problem. Exactly. Exactly. I agree 100%. Unknown 289 in the JNT's era, I can't remember the doctor saying I'll explain later an awful lot. Um, Yeah, but hang on. See, look at this is again another thing as well. This is not about the classic era anyway, right? It's about the new Who, right? Obviously, the standard of writing over the years you would think would get better, right? So there's no excuses for today's writers. They made a lot of mistakes back in classic Who, right? Some things don't even make sense, and there's no continuity with certain things. All right, it's the way it goes. But this is modern Who now, right? They're supposed to have talented writers out there. For surely there's someone out there that can actually put a basic structure in place. You know what I mean? And then start building characters up, character develop these characters, and start giving them good stories. Right? There's no excuse today. Right? The writers years ago, if you look at them, they were brilliant compared to what we're getting now. It doesn't matter what they did in old Doctor Who. We're talking about new Who here. I hate the way people keep comparing classic Who and new Who are two different animals altogether. I hate fans when they try to pin them as one. They're not. Classic Who is completely separate to New Who. Russell T even said it himself. It was a soft reboot. So the two of them are completely different. Classic Who has nothing. There's no comparison, right? New Who makes references to Classic Who, right? But Classic Who is Classic Who. right? And it'll always be there'll always be that distinction. It'll never be just Doctor Who under one banner. They're both separate shows, in my opinion. Because Doctor Who 2005 was a soft reboot. This is why I can't understand Chris Chibnall decided that he needed another soft reboot. There was already two. Right, there's one under Russell T, and then there was another one under Moffat, which didn't really need to happen, but he did it anyway. Right, you didn't need a third one. What you needed to do is you needed to get rid of all the shit writers and actually bring someone in that could actually write the show, and someone that had actually experience, decent experience, someone that didn't write shit for the show. You don't give that person the job. That's what they did. Right? That's why it failed. It didn't need no reboot. I've been saying this for years, right? I've been saying it for years. All that needed to happen was the quality of writing just needed to improve. If the quality of writing had have improved, then the show would have done better. Obviously, if the quality of writing goes down, everybody's going to turn away and watch something else that interests them. That's what happens. And especially in modern fandom, you get a lot of fans that are fickle like that. They don't stick around. They go into a franchise, they cause a stir, and then they move on to the next one. Then when it doesn't meet their specific ideology or the way they think, right? All these little pro Jody fans, right, will be gone because they're only all new fans. No, not all of them, right? There's still a few classic Who fans that are watching, but they're hoping that Doctor Who comes back. But they're watching because they just watching because it's Doctor Who in name, right? Then you've got others like me hate watching, and I'll admit that I do hate watch the fucking thing because there's nothing good about it. I've tried to like it, but there's nothing good about it. It makes me angry watching the show, and I've never had these anger towards the show. Never. It's annoyed me, but I've never had an anger towards it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, you would think over the years that the quality of writing would get better, and we've been produced. We've just gotten shit. We just got shit. So I mean, they're two different. I hate when people start saying, "But this is what they did in classic." No, I don't care. Right? Classic Who made its mistakes, but this is modern Who. Right? This is where they were supposed to get it right. Yeah, and even some of us that liked Stephen Moffat at first were hoping that he would address some of the things that happened in the classic era and try and explain it. But he went fucking crazy with it all. 26-part series of Doctor meeting Bill Gates to find an Xbox God. Widom says Ronaldo or Messi. Ronaldo, always Ronaldo. I don't like Messi. And I'll tell you why. Messi hasn't played in any other league, right? Ronaldo has, right? That's where I think Ronaldo has the edge over Messi. I like Missy. Ainsley is a one-dimensional character, says High Desert 004. Lawrence Harvey said meant to say paradox and would have remembered the master's past and would have survived to regenerate. Bull says Missy could have been the Rennie. Yvette says Missy killed the master, so Missy doesn't exist. Missy could live, have been the Rennie. Says Stuart, Master Story arc is over. They killed it. John Guggen says, I was in Forbidden Planet in Belfast today and they had a Jodie doll. They were looking for 29.59 for it. There were loads of them. I laughed. They must think the Irish are stupid. That shop's a rip-off. You should actually took a photograph of all the shelves and seen it and shows how full they actually are, and then go to a classic Who shelf and actually show the difference because there would be a big difference. And actually, you should have, if there had been DVDs there, you should have seen. And actually, you should have asked the rep in the shop, do you find? Uh, that's that's what actually. Do you know what you could do if you're all out and about and any of you go to comic book shops or anything like that, right? Go and ask your local retailer what Series 11 Doctor Who merchandise is like and is it selling. You have to ask these questions. You won't find these things out unless you ask the questions yourself. Unknown, I think we should stop relying on timey-wimey excuses and Sonic Screwdriver, which is already even worse and overused in Chibnall's era. I agree. Leland says, that's a private conversation. That's a private conversation. Honest Trailers did the honest trailer separate from New Who and Classic Who, says Bad Wolf 66. Totally different from Classic Who. Look at New Holmes, Moriarty versus Sherlock. They could redo the Master in a brilliant way, says Bull. Classic Who and New Who, which do you prefer? I prefer Classic Who. High Desert 004. Good writers cost money. Um, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree because if you look at the fan base, there's some good writers out there. It doesn't cost much to get good writers. You could employ people that would tear your hand off to write for this show, and you wouldn't have to pay them much. You wouldn't have to pay them as much as you'd be paying all those other high paid writers. I'm telling you, you wouldn't. It's they need to bring it back to basics, in my opinion. Right? You don't need, you know what I mean? You can still good right. I disagree with that. I think you can get good writers. It's been proved. You got low budget shows that are very well written, and you know, even the writing staff, and they do it for the love of the show. And then after a while, obviously, when it's successful, then they gets money thrown at it. But no, I disagree. I disagree. I have to say. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? Different opinions. Reboot of a reboot of a reboot of a reboot, like that bleeding Christmas episode. That was stupid. That was stupid. That was stupid. That was stupid. High Desert 004. How about a reimagining LOL? Yeah, let's reimagine the whole of society as well while we're at what? I prefer Classic Who personally. Glenn Edwards, good writers are thin on the ground at BBC these days. It matters more what your skin color, gender, or what you do in your private parts are more important than being good at your job. Glenn Edwards, I couldn't have said it better myself. The show needs a big finish writers. A lot of people have said that. I wouldn't mind that, Lawrence Harvey. Um, no problem, Chuckzilla. You do what you have to do. The other mods are here now, so uh, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. There were grotesque. Tell me, Leland, how do you highlight my name? My master was Peter Pratt, but Roger Delgado. He was the master. Liked Missy. Couldn't get my head around Sims, says Raymond O'Reilly. You're a saint now. No, what an honor for you. As I said, I'm an antichrist, not a saint. Um, New Who is too fast, and I know that's an age thing, but still, says Bull. Uh, Millennial Who says High Desert 004. Widom says, what do you think of Tom Baker's surprise cameo on the 50th anniversary? Yeah, I did like that cameo, I have to admit, but I don't like the 50th. High Desert 004. Moffat thought he was the new Douglas Adams. He definitely wasn't. Bad Wolf 66 needs a total reboot for that reboot because that reboot was crap. Now, I just could continue on with new writers. You wouldn't really need a reboot. Just like, well, it will be a reboot because they've gone completely different. But you don't need a reboot in the sense that you could just bring it back to the way it used to be under RTD and under the good times under Moffat. I love the cliffhangers of the classic Q. Yeah, well, you know. Chibnall doesn't like cliffhangers either, so there was another thing that he messed up as well. He just made little changes deliberately because he's an asshole. Uh, John Googan says New Who is too fast, but then again, so is modern life. People don't have patience anymore. With him 7, do aliens exist? Uh, Unknown 289 says I can't wait to see that reboot. Hopefully they will have another reboot to the upcoming reboot soon. Um Lawrence Harvey says should stick pins in Jodie dolls. Yvette says Douglas Adams Moffat not a chance. Adams was good. Jay Robertson says never looked at Missy as the master. Did consider her casting inspired as psychopath Pat with Razor with scary funny Doctor Who's take on the Joker. Michelle Gomez has the talent, totally lacking in Jodie. Uh, No world order, says Bad Wolf 66. The system does the highlight automatically, I think, says Leland. And Yvette, where's Yvette's comment? There, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I just lost it briefly. Says, got to shoot Skyping university in the States. Just a little lecture. Love you all. Enjoy that, Eva. Peter Davidson said, I shopped at the Glen Shopping Centre. The toy shop early the toy shop retailer didn't record stock, won't sell, or reorder stock, won't sell. um Renee says, wow. Hello, Renee. uh I'm just trying to, because there's other comments with private conversation, so I'm just trying to get the comments that actually. My master is Anthony Ainsley's childhood hero, just as Tom Baker is forever my doctor. Rocket Runner says, seeing Noel is the Antichrist. Can I just be Uncle Christ in the name of equality? Rocket Runner. Peter Davison, Robert Delgado was the master, and I agree 100%. He is, right. They say Tom Baker is the definitive doctor. Well, Robert Delgado is the definitive master. Whittam7 says, uh, do you think Jodie Whittaker would be a better companion? No. I don't think Jodie Whittaker is a good actress, full stop. That's just me. And I've seen her in everything that she's been in. She's just one dimensional. She does nothing for me. I mean, she was in a bleeding sex scene, man, in Black Mirror, man. No, like, they might as well got our waxworks in that scene. Do you know what I mean? It would have done a better job. I just don't rate her at all. And I'm sorry, there's people out there that don't rate certain actors. It's like, for example, there's people out there that don't rate Quentin Tarantino, and then there's some people out there that think he's one of the best filmmakers of our generation, right? It's just, that's the way I feel about Jodie Whittaker. I just don't think there's anything about her. She's just one dimensional. Any character that she plays bores me to death. And I mean, when you do a sex scene, you're supposed to get into it. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to convince people. As I said, our waxworks would have convinced me more. Jodie would be better unemployed. Nice one. I honestly, I'll be honest. I think they should really tone down the special effects in the show. They could put money into bumping up the drama in the show and getting top class writers. It is a drama. I agree. Well, sci-fi drama, I would say. But I agree, they could tone down the effects. You don't have to have the big mad special effects all the time. Ainsley is the master, says Bull. Badwell 66, get an on to do Whitaker's job. Yeah, exactly. You can't be unemployed now, Rocket Runner. The government execute, though. Still, you might be onto something. Look, I just don't rate her, and I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna change my opinion on that, and I don't care. There's loads of people out there that try to convince me that she is. She's not. You can't convince me otherwise. I've made up my mind. I've seen her in everything that I've seen that I could possibly see her in. She is a one-dimensional actress. She's no screen presence. Hence, all the companions, they know she can't command the screen on her own. I'm sorry, even some of our guest stars overshadowed her. You know what I mean? When you get guest stars overshadowing the person that plays the doctor, then you're in trouble. Do you think Gordon's triple tipple could have been a good master if he played for more than just a single scene in the TV movie at the beginning when he gets executed by the chipmunk Daleks as unknown 289? Uh, John Googan says she isn't a good actress, mediocre at best, no charisma. Of course, she's no charisma. Jesus Christ, this wall has more charisma than Jodie Whittaker. Seriously, this wall has more character than Jodie Whittaker. This wall has more stories, more interesting stories than Jodie Whittaker. Yeah? Would you marry Jodie? No, I wouldn't. Even if the human race depended on it, I wouldn't marry her. No. I wouldn't insult myself. She'd bore me to death. She bores me to death acting. Could you imagine what she's like in real life? And that scrunchy face, I couldn't live with that scrunchy face. He's joking. Yeah, I understand. Jodie is a fine actress, but playing a character like the Doctor is just too much for her. You need an actor that pretty much do everything: comedy, drama, emotion, everything. Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. John Guggen says I would give her one just once. Oh my god. Raymond O'Reilly says THI. Um, and Lawrence Harvey says, What do you think the show would have been like now if it never stopped back in 1989 and kept going?" I don't know. I honestly don't know. Um, I don't think it'd still be on TV now. I don't. I actually don't. Um, I thi- I think I would have took a break at some stage. To be quite honest with you. Imagine if her scrunchy face is actually her. Oh no, don't even go there. Starting to think Jodie was miscast. Yes, she was. Jodie was miscast. No, Tommy is not good enough for the Doctor either. He's just as bad. Those two, Jodie Whittaker and him, should get married together. Yeah, go on to some deserted island and actually learn the skills of acting. Uh, Rocket Runner says, if Jodie is as good as an actress as they claim, why does she go to such lengths to hide it? Exactly. Ferdinand or Vidic, Scholes, Keane, Ronaldo or Cantona. Vidic, Scholes, Keane. No, they're all great. I can't choose. You can't make me choose because they're all legends. Uh, You've tearing them apart, Razalon, says Badwell 66. Alan Rickman as the master RIP. I think, yeah, Alan Rickman. I loved Alan Rickman. Jay Robertson says Jodie was miscast by a miscast showrunner. Exactly. You're tearing me apart, Romana. Badwolf 66. Yeah, it's actually, look, yeah, Doctor Who's future, though, it's looking a lot brighter than it did, um, say, a few months ago. Everybody was dreading Series 12. I think what's happened now is a lot of fans are actually waiting, are dying to see Series 12 come out now because they know the sooner it comes out, the quicker that, we can move on from this nightmare. Um, I love the classic TARDIS design, says Peter Davison. um, Badwolf 66 says you could do a victory dance. I'll be drinking me champagne. I'll go out and buy a bottle of champagne for that occasion. Um, yeah, it'll be a good night. Be a good night. Um, you know. But don't forget though. You know, while the pro Jody supporters are trying to basically, try to discredit everybody at the moment, right? Here's the thing though. Um, oh, my candle. I was wondering there was smoke coming up from it, and I thought the Chromebook was on fire because I could see smoke. It's just the candle going out. Got a fright there. Um, But the thing about it is, right, even after the announcement, right, when it's officially made that they're gone, wait till you see the shit is going to hit the fan. And you can expect another wave of attacks, um, because you know who's going to get blamed for her demise. It's not going to be the fact that there was shit writing and she was miscast and Stephen Moffat, or not Stephen Moffat, Chris Chibnall hadn't got a clue what he was doing, and the BBC made a bad mistake. No, it'll be fans like me because we're sexist pigs, because we wouldn't accept the female doctor and all this crap. 50 burgers in 5 minutes. I did 25 double cheeseburgers in 15 minutes when I was a kid. Me and the mates decided to have a competition, and we went to not Burger King, we went to McDonald's, and we got double cheeseburgers. And yeah, I had a lot of double bleeding cheeseburgers, I can tell you. And I can tell you something, my stomach wasn't great after it, and neither was me backside for a couple of days. McDonald's smell everywhere. Burgers, yeah. Alan Rickman as the Master is a fantastic idea, says Stephanie. Yeah, it's just a pity we lost him, though. Good night, guys. Off to bed. Lost contact in everything Doctor Who. Good to be on a forum without the BS. Speak soon. Raymond OReilly, it's nice to have you on board. Thanks, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you have found some like-minded people here. There does seem to be a great community on the live comments there. I'll see you again. I'm live again on Wednesday, so if you have time, just pop in, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for your support as well, mate. Where are we now? We are here. Widom says, this era of the show is so strange. Nobody talks about the show anymore. Nobody makes positive and exciting videos on here anymore. Nobody I know likes it anymore. The passion in the fandom has gone. Of course it has, but then you have the odd idiot or two that make these claims that, that it's great. I mean, look, if they, as I said, look at all the Pro Jody YouTube channels, right? I mean, even their channels are struggling to get views now, because nobody wants to listen to their bullshit. They actually want to listen to people that tell it as it is. And, if I were those, I would start, you need to really look at what you are watching. Because if you think that's good quality, seriously, don't be kidding yourselves anymore. You know it's shit. You're just defending it because you just want to be on the side of history that remembers you. Well, they didn't complain and all that. Well, I don't give a shit. I'm on the side of history that I'm on, and I'm on the side of history that's going to stand up to this type of thing, right? We have seen it's failed all over Hollywood. We've seen it fail everywhere else, right? And we've seen it fail with their show, Doctor Who, right? So we're going to continue to keep fighting. Nobody's going to stop us, right? We're going to keep going, and I don't care what side of history, right? People say when they look back at this that I was on. I don't give a shit. I'm on the side that I think is right. No, not think. I know is right. It's ridiculous. It's society, Hollywood, everywhere. Got just complete madness everywhere with all this. If it's not gender swapping roles, then it's race swapping, right? Because they have to tick all those boxes, right? And then you have gobshites coming out saying, well, only trans actors should play trans people, and only gay people should play gay people, and only lesbian people should play lesbian people. No. The person that plays the part for that role is the best person for that role. And whether they are transgender, gay, lesbian, or whatever, right? You give it to the best person. You don't give it to someone because they're part of a group of people, and people can be represented. It doesn't matter who plays the role. If they're being represented, they're being represented. I don't know why these people get their panties in the twist and think that like it should be a certain a gay actor, or a certain lesbian actor, or a certain bisexual actor, or whatever. It shouldn't. It's the best person for the role. Serious question. When Jodie ducks off, what direction are the videos going to take? Reviews, commentaries? I reckon you ought to go classic. Well, look, just obviously when they go, we don't know. We don't look. There's a lot of positivity, but we don't know how this is going to be approached. I mean, for all we know, they get in a great actor to play the Doctor. They get in great showrunner, and then BBC give them a brief and basically say, well, you have to have a certain amount of PC bullshit and SJW crap. Do you know what I mean? So we'll have to see. But look at this channel. I didn't set out to be negative all the time. I didn't. And don't get me wrong, if Series 12 is good, I'll report that it's good. I'm not going to hide behind anything. I don't care if I fall out with people on this channel, to be quite honest with you. I will always do what I've always done on this channel and be honest. And I've called out both sides of this fan base when I think they've been wrong. And anybody that has followed me knows that. I'm not afraid to stick me nose to stick me head in where I know I'm going to get it from both sides. I don't care. I will always be honest in my opinions and I'll always give my view. And if I think Series 12 is good, I will say Series 12 is good. Do I think Series 12 is going to be good? What if what of the information that I've been given, obviously, and that you know, and everything else that we've heard, it doesn't look like it looks like they're going to double down. So I don't have any hope. So we'll see. But it depends. It depends. It depends. Noel, if you get a post box, I'll send you a bottle, says Peter Davison. Oh, thanks for that, Peter. I was talking to uh, mad scientist, a mad soap scientist. We emailed anyway. Um, if let me see, Pierre, how can we do this? Are you on? Are you on any of me social media accounts? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Uh, Messenger. If you are, you could send me your email address, and then we can have a bit of a chat and I would try sort something out. I am going to get that PO box set up because, believe it or not, I'm actually surprised. I when I see other YouTube channels and people send them stuff, I always found that weird, but I can understand it. Um, it actually, I was like, when the first time someone said they wanted to send me something, I was a bit weirded out. But then the idea sounds great because then I'll be able to do videos and show what I've gotten and then talk about it and then you know I mean another element for the group and a lot of people have been getting sent stuff off different people in here, so why not? I suppose I might as well if everybody else is doing it. Why not? um I mean, as I said, if anybody's interested there, I have Trial of the Time Lord, but it's parts just want to hang on and I'll get it and see what parts it is. Hold on. Right, so it's not that one anyway. State of Decay, Genesis, Vengeance, the Caves, the Claws, the Armageddon Factor, the Beginning. Oh yeah, actually, hold on. Yeah, if I'm correct in saying, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I actually have two DVDs actually that I can give away because I actually have, as you can see here, I have the beginning here. Right, hold on, I'll just take this down here. All right, just want to make sure. Yeah, so it's got the tree. So Unearthly Child, Edge of Destruction, and the Daleks. Okay, now I have this copy of it. So it's basically the same, but it's not separate episodes like it is. It also has the unaired pilot episode. Now, this DVD is region one, region one. So, if anybody is interested, let me know. And also, I have what parts is this now? Parts 5 to 8 of a time of a time lord, time of a trial, the trial of a time lord. I always get tongue tied when I say that. If you haven't completed or you are missing, that's another one there that you can have. Now, so let's just go through a few of these, and you can tell me what you think of them, yourselves, when I show you. So we'll start off with, let me see. Right, we'll start off. Oh, and I also have the two doctors somewhere. Where is that actually? Where's the two doctors gone? Oh, it's around somewhere. Uh, so I've showed some people these before. So we have the five doctors. I have to say I love the logo on these DVDs especially. Um, yeah. Um, so yeah, the five doctors, the 25 anniversary edition. Um, Anybody that doesn't know what it looks like, so you get your little booklet. Obviously, it gives you a bit of a bit of details, and then it gives you a little bit of background on each person, and also there's a lot of extra content on this, and only something that that I only recently found out. I think this is the one that there's a David Tennant's secret um commentary or something. So you've got the original version. So this is the disc for anybody that's interested, because I know the discs are different in every country. So I'll just show you this. So there's the disc for the Five Doctors. Now that's the original TV version, and I like it. I have to say, it's nice. And then disc two is the special edition version, and there you go, different color scheme on that one. But again, look at the logo. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's the Five Doctors. Let's have a look at what you're saying. All series 11 videos the official Doctor Who YouTube channel uploads receive so much hate. No other series in New Who gets the treatment. Not one. It says a lot. Robertson says, and news of the new era breaks. I intend to be ungracious in victory. After years of being called a sexist bigot, which I am not, I plan to piss all over Jodie fans as the 14th Doctor flushes them. There will be a lot of that, and I don't blame some fans. Um, he can walk. It's a miracle. Hi, thanks for helping, Tardis. No problem, Musi. Welcome also. I could do at Twitter. Give me a few minutes. Yeah, I'm on Twitter. Noel the Tardis Zone, Peter Davison. If you want to send me a private DM and we can have a chat. This I'll be finished this stream in about a half an hour anyway, so we can have a chat then if you want to and stuff. I helped him build his Discord. Well done, Musi. He's an honest bloke. He doesn't deserve the crap that he's getting. To be quite honest with you, it actually is annoying me. I addressed a couple of idiots last night, and they just seem to be coming back. Renee says, "Me, which one are you looking for, Renee?" I want it region one. Well, hold on. Maybe because there's so many people wanting it, maybe I should do a competition. Right. Tell you what I'll do. How many people are actually looking for this? So there's Renee, and then there's Noida. Um, Someone says do a competition. Right, I think that's what I will do. I think that's the fair way of doing it. Um, but I just have to think of a way to do it that it's open for people that are on Facebook, Twitter, and obviously on YouTube, because it won't be fair if it's only limited. Um, um, we'll think of something. We'll think of something. We'll think of something. There has to be something that I can do. Maybe I'll do some sort of well, if I have to, I'll have to do it. Though. See, so I don't know. Tell you what, I'm gonna do. I'll do the next live stream. I'm gonna the next live stream, right? I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it, right? So the next live stream, what I'm gonna do is, so everybody that what I'll do is when the live stream is over on Wednesday, I'll post the live stream on Facebook on Messenger. It'll obviously be up on YouTube, and I'll put it on Twitter. And Jordan that live stream, I will tell you a little. I will give some maybe a personal detail about myself or something, and use guys or something will have to tell me what it is, and then the amount of people that get it right. Then I still don't know how I'm gonna do this, because if I get so many bloody names, I won't be able to write every name out. Um, I don't know. I'll think of so. I'll just have to think. I'll think of so. Give me a couple of days to think, because this is because there's a couple of people that do want it, and Renee says as long as they're region one. Well, I think the beginning is region one, but I think yeah, Triumph of the Time Lord, parts 5 to 8 are region 2 to 4, so it's a different region altogether. So time of the trial, or I did it again. The trial of the Time Lord, of a Time Lord, I mean, and the beginning, which has the following stories: an unearthly child, the Daleks, and the edge of destruction. So we'll think of some way of giving them away. Um, um, how many people actually want it? There's only 2 or 3, isn't there? See, if there's only 2 or 3 people that want this, there's no point in doing a competition. Maybe I could just put the names in a hat right now and do it live. Um, Doctor Who tongue twister, says Mosey. The Five Doctors is a fan's wet dream. Doctor Who orgasm is sublime. John Coogan says do a competition. Bad Wolf 66, the massacre of Saint. Uh, but you always do that to me with your big long ones. Big Finish are doing first Doctor and second Doctor multi-story. Yeah, I don't know if I'm keen on that, to be quite honest. Isn't the first Doctor being played by what's his face that played the first Doctor? I don't know if I like that. Um, John Guggen, general question. I watch my classic Who on Daily Motion. It is most. it has most of the classic episodes which aren't available on YouTube. Is that because Daily Motion are based in France? I haven't a clue, but I know another place where you can actually watch uh, Doctor Who episodes. There's a place called Video Archive or Internet Video Archive right in Doctor Who, and it actually gives you seasons, right? You can actually, or maybe I shouldn't be really saying this over this, but you can actually download the episodes. Um, so as long as they're region one, says Renee. I read that one, didn't I? No, John, it's because the BBC keep blocking them on YouTube. Who pays for shipping to America? Uh, I will sort all that out when it comes time to the crunch. I mean, I know everything is money, 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 but we'll figure something out. Uh, Good night, Noel. Keep up the good work. Good night, Stuart. I'll talk to you Wednesday if you're around. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. Um, why don't they block them on Daily Motion? Beyond their control. I haven't a clue. Um, Daily Motion. I mean, you could get Daily Motion on the PlayStation 4, but when you actually try to play it, it comes up blank. It's not working for me. Uh, you might only have one person wanting it. But now, as I think I've seen two people. But wondered that myself, John. I use Daily Motion to watch 60s records and have never had an issue. Random name selector should be chosen as a winner. Bad Wolf 66, Lawrence Harvey says, get the names and draw them out of a hat in the next stream. Yeah, I think there's only three people that actually want it. Uh, yeah, Renee and El Noider. Um, Hold on. Renee and El Noider. Actually, there's only two people. Right, well, then in the next live stream, I will put the two names in a hat. If I got a pen handy there, it'd be great. I'll put the two names in a hat, and I will pick a winner. Um, because there only looks like there's two names. So uh get the names and draw them out in a hat in the next live stream. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go. I recorded all those loose cannon retcons off Daily Motion. Good night, everybody. Early shift tomorrow, already past my bedtime. Jay Robson, thank you for joining and good night and God bless. Heads or tails? I'm not going to do that. No, I'll do no that. Uh, I'll pull the names out. It's better that way. And I'll write them. I'll write them down in front of everybody and stuff. So. Good job. You're not giving away Series 11. You'd never shift that bloody thing. Jesus Christ, man. You were giving it away. You were at an event and everybody built. I'm not that stupid. I know I'd never get rid of that. Sure, I'd probably end up using that as a footrest. Right, I'll just show you some of the other DVDs. So I'll show you the five Doctors, obviously. Uh, People have seen these before in one of my few early videos, I suppose, or a couple of months back, I think it was. So then we've got the Armageddon factor. Um, and again, these discs show you there. So two different types, color discs there. And again, yeah, the disc two special features, commentary by Tom Baker, Mary Tam, and John Leeson. And then, of course, like all the classic DVDs, you get a kind of a background and all that business. Again, I like the classic DVDs. Some effort, a little bit of effort went into these ones, but um, and the claws of Axios. Again, this one's an orange disc, and the same thing. And on this one, you've got commentary by Barry Letts and Kathy Manning and Richard Franklin, and behind the scenes, a 25-minute selection of studio material from the making of this story, including footage that was cut out of the original program. This is why I buy these type of DVDs. You get a lot more content, in my opinion, anyway. So yeah, then we got the caves. Obviously, I got this. Again, just show you the disc, but this is where they start doing the kind of the silver discs for this, right? But you still get the old booklet, the usual, tells you a bit about the story, and then obviously then what's featured on the disc. The special features on this are not very much. There's commentary by Peter Davison and Nicola Bryant. Bryant, I'll never say her name. And Graham Harper. Exclusive footage and behind the scenes documentaries, a few photo galleries, and all this, and news features and stuff like that. And we got the Vengeance one, and this disc always fucking falls out for some weird reason. Again, they kind of start going with the silver discs. I think it's obviously cheaper, than actually the other ones. Again, same thing. It's kind of standard with these. The one disc ones obviously don't have as much special features as the two disc ones. Of course, one of my favorite stories, and a lot of people that know me know Genesis, obviously. Again, though, with these, you got that's the first disc there, and then obviously the second disc, and the 62-minute documentary as well on the making of the genesis of the Daleks. The Dalek tapes 55-minute feature. I've watched everything on this, everything. I mean, top to bottom, everything. Brilliant, love it. State of Decay. And again, if I correct this one, yeah, they not a silver disc. This one, obviously, same booklet as well, and you've got film trims, mute 35mm film trims from the model effects filming, and you've got other great stuff there. So you've got the Vampire Lovers cast and crew look back at the making of the story, featuring Layla Ward, John Leeson, and Clinton Grainen, and many, many more. So again, it's the special features, really. And of course, another favourite story of mine that anybody that knows me, Pyramids. Of course, silver disc for this one. I was a bit disappointed in that. But they've got special features in this as well. There's not many, but the ones that are there are actually quite good. It's good. I like that. And of course, Warriors Gay. And the usual. And this one, obviously, again, the out booklet, and then the usual. John Leeson actually seems to be in a lot of these. Even when he's not featured, he seems to be in a lot of these special. I actually think the two. Hold on. I actually think the two doctors is actually here somewhere. Hold on. I have it here. There we go. Yeah. Don't know about yours, but I wasn't a fan of this. I actually found it a very hard watch. I don't know if any viewers agree. With that, I mean, I seen it years ago, and I was never a fan. And then I just went out and I bought it, and I still can't get into it. But again, the BBC cheaping out with their silver discs and stuff, and you've got commentary by Colin Baker, Fazer, Nicola, Jacqueline, and Peter Moffat. Um, and a 25-minute look, studio look behind the scenes and all this other stuff that you get with the classic. They seem to put more effort into the classic. And then, of course, you've seen these three bad boys already, but I'll just show you again. So you have the unearthly child, and as I said, you've got the original pilot and then the unearthed pilot. Uh, Again, kind of same principle, but the disc, I like them when they're not silver. Um, Edge of Destruction. Well, the Daleks is next. What am I doing? Same thing. So, and yeah, then Edge of Destruction. And again, without these people, we wouldn't have the show that we have today. So when I see new fans, Slate William Hartnell, and all the other guys that played the role, it's kind of rather insulting because you wouldn't have used our precious Jodie Whittaker if it wasn't for him and others. So, got any old VHSs? I don't. The silver discs are the easiest releases. Are the early releases before they shifted over to the ones with the designs on them. I don't like the silver ones, though, to be honest with you. Too many things wrong with the Two Doctors. I didn't like the Two Doctors. I think the Two Doctors is a fun story. I didn't like it at all. I can't actually watch it. I can't actually get into it at all. Um, but yeah, so that they're just some of them. I mean, I could pull it, but I'm just not bothered because I'll be here all night. But yeah, they're just some of the ones that I have there handy close. But and the you've seen that one. So yeah, that one's still my favorite right there. The 2005 boxer, the Tardis. Yeah, Super Mario. Yeah, thank you. Like Al. Mario. Oh, I'm the Mario. Yeah, I'm a big Mario fan. I grew up with Mario, so like I even have Super Mario socks on. So you know, don't really care to be honest with you. I like what I like. Right, listen, do you know, I'm gonna wrap it up. There's only 13 minutes to go, but I'm gonna wrap it up tonight because I have to bring the dog out and stuff and do other stuff as well. And I did the stream last night and I'm actually a little bit tired and I want to come back refreshed for Wednesday. Listen, I'm hoping to right, the interviews again. I'm I was see with everything that's happened, I've had to push everything back. And I have people coming on, but I'm just waiting on one particular person that I want to get on first. Um, to say that they're going to come on. Um, and I want to wait for this person before I bring anybody else on because this is a person that I've been really, really wanting to chat to. And obviously, I'll chat to them before we go live, but I really want to chat to this person. So I'm just waiting on them to get back to me. They said they checked their diary, so I'm hoping, hopefully Wednesday I can have a guest on. So you won't see my mug Wednesday. Obviously, um, it'll be like a podcast sort of situation, but it will be live. If not, I'm gonna leave. If I don't get this person on this week, well then I'm gonna wait until they come on because I need this person. I need to talk to this person. Need to get this person on. So everybody else is on hold until this person comes on. Um, because I really need to get this person on. You will understand. You will understand when the person comes on the reason why. But yeah, so that's something I have in the pipeline. But the other interviews will be going ahead. Definitely going ahead. I have Daniel due to come on. Um, I also have who else is coming on? I have who else is coming on? The Nerdaholics will be coming on at some stage. Um, uh, Eddie Ascaro. Uh, and there was a couple of other names out there. Obviously, a couple of the names have been taken off the list because of certain behaviour of certain people, as you do remember. So I've had to change the list up, but there'll be definitely people coming on. Thanks for trusting me to mod for you, but I might be late on Wednesday. I have family stuff to deal with. Look at it's okay. Do what you all have to do. You know what I mean? I'm here. Just join me when you can. Um, we're on for 3 hours anyway, so like, you know. Um, but yeah, I want to get this guest on first. This guest is a guest that I've been wanting to get on for a long, 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 long time, and I hope I can get this guest on. It's just timing. Obviously that is the problem. Um, and also the other thing is Hangouts is gone for some people. So again, I have to figure out a way now how I can get people on live on my YouTube channel. If not, it'll have to be pre-records, and I don't really want to do that either. So that's another thing that has to be checked because I know I've heard several other YouTubers are having problems um, with bringing people onto their live streams. Um, Yeah, but Discord and Skype are not really reliable. I've had people on Skype. It's not great. It cuts out all the time. There is a thing that YouTube is supposed to be bringing up. Or I don't know why Google Hangouts just couldn't have stayed. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. I don't care if it was limited. You could still get your streams up. Do you know what I mean? You could bring people on. So I have to figure that out as well. You got to remember that most of this stuff was set up by from me wife. My wife helped me set up most of this stuff because I haven't got a clue when it comes to technology. So um, I have to figure out a way now how to get people on, which is annoying me now because you could use OBS Studio, yeah, but that free because I can't be afford to be going out to buying all these extra extensions or whatever. Um, it's a small channel. See, this is the thing. This is gonna screw up little small channels. Oh, it is free. And where do I get that? Do I get that in the store? The 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 store online, the store I'm talking about. See, told you I haven't got a bleeding clue. Um but from their website. See, I don't even know what that means. Use OBS. What is even OBS Studio? Do you know what? This fucking easy, aren't they? Like they're making things more complicated for people when they add an actual. You need your wife, a teacher like me. I know. Yeah, she'll. Hold on. Someone sent me a link anyway. Open broadcast software. Yeah, okay, right. I get that. But what I'm saying is, do I need to install it into me Chromebook, and then like I see, I won't. Does it give me step by step on how to use it? Because you're talking to someone that's dumb when it comes to technology. Yeah, when it comes to real world situation, great. When it comes to technology, today's technology, I'm a disaster. That's why the young kids today are great at that, but they'll be stupid when they grow up as adults because they've absolutely no social skills. Whereas we've got the social skills, but we're shit at technology. That's why we will last longer. You install it, then there'll be guides on YouTube on how to use it. Oh, Jesus. Do you know what? I actually hate watching YouTube videos. It might be surprise you might be surprising to people, but I watch them. But I hate watching people explaining shit to me on YouTube. Really do. Oh, by the way, if anybody noticed last night when I was doing the live stream, it cut out for a couple of seconds. Well, we've got a backup generator. The power, half of Dublin was out of power apparently, because when I looked out my window, it was completely pitch dark, and we had right light here. Then I said, "Oh, geez, I better turn out the lights just in case the zombies come." I thought the world was gonna end. Uh, no, I love the Dead. That's it. Yeah, I actually loved the Dawn of the Dead movie. Um, I wouldn't mind shooting a few zombies. All right, be good, wouldn't it? Apparently it doesn't work on Chromebook, which is a shame. Oh, see now to see this is what I'm talking about now. So see, this is another thing as well. This is another reason why I haven't been able to get anybody on either. What am I supposed to do now? So you mean to tell me that I'm not going to be able to bring anybody live on my YouTube channel now? Get yourself a decent laptop. Well, it's a bleeding Chromebook. Chromebook are decent. What are you talking about? There were power cuts all over South England Friday night. Buy a used laptop and install Linux. I can't do it. I haven't got. Listen, this is the thing, right? I'm not making any money off this channel, as you know. I don't have money. I'm being honest. I'm going to be out straight with you. So I don't have money to be going out buying a second-hand laptop or you know what I mean? Jesus Christ, man! You think good? So you're basically telling me that if I don't change the Chromebook, I'm screwed. That I'll be only able to do live streams on my own, and and I won't be able to go on other people's live streams. I mean, I'm due to go on more live streams over the next couple of months. What am I going to do now? I'll have to figure this out. I'll have to talk to other YouTubers. But the problem is that most of the YouTubers are from America and Canada and stuff like that. And obviously, all the extensions and stuff that they use are good in America. But then when they try it in Europe, then they go to shit. Yeah, but that's the point. I can't afford to even go and buy one. I have to pay for passports and everything I do and stuff. I mean, laptops are still not cheap, even second-hand laptops. You can use Discord, yeah, but how long are you going to be able to use? I don't know. I'll have to figure this out. I'll ask around anyway. But until then, there you go. I'm screwed. I can't bring anybody live on. So there you go. So even the guest that I asked to come on now is not going to be able to come on. I think Wingy live streams. He's in the UK. He should know. Is Wingy still live streaming though? Because I follow him and I haven't been getting any notifications. Is he still live streaming? I thought he hasn't been live streaming because I've been following Wingy for a while now. Good while. Jeez, I've got 8 messages on Messenger as well. What the hell? Ah, I think that's me neighbours telling me I'm too loud. Ignore what I said. It was during the live stream. I don't know what that was. Someone yeah. Yeah, sorry about earlier on, by the way. Um with the comments that were flooding in. Absolutely disgraceful behaviour. I don't think he live streams. Yeah, I don't. I think he's. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's live streamed for a while. He's lost his passion for Doctor Who completely as well. I think Tyrese brought him on for an interview. I was going to ask him myself, but obviously Tyrese got there before me, so I didn't want to go and ask and try. I didn't want to get the same guests on, to be honest with you. Because like you know, I I wouldn't like, me and Terry's channels, even though we cover the same sort of topics, um, they're totally different channels altogether. So I didn't want people thinking that he was copying me or I was copying him. So I've tried to get on my own guests, you know. So, um, yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'll just have to figure this out. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out. Get a cheap used laptop, no matter the CPU. Linux OS will work. We can help, says Bull. It would be fair as far as the people that are with you now, says Renee. Thank you for that. Just there's all the messages off there, so that everything is fine. I thought someone was in trouble or something, or but everything seems to be fine. Why isn't my phone charging? Actually, that's weird. Uh, yeah, well, it's gonna take me a while to get a cheap computer anyway, so I'll have to wait. I'll just have to wait. Look, I've no choice. I'll just have to wait. And for all those people that wanted to come on to be interviewed, I honestly didn't know that Google Hangouts was gone. Um, I know in Ireland, it's not going to affect me too much. I could still talk to some people on Google Hangouts, but I think when I'm bringing on guests, it's going to be awkward because if that country has it gone, then that's where it's going to be fun. Um, but I'll think of something. Look, I'll obviously watch a couple of videos later on because that's what I always do. Even though I hate watching videos, but I'll watch a few and see if I can figure out something because I have to. Because look at yeah, that's what I'm saying. Google Hangouts works for some people, but some countries it's actually already gone. Um, so as I said, look, we will sort something out. It's like look at the end of the day, as I said, like I'm not going anywhere anyway. The channel is going to continue whether it's just me on my own or but I rather bring people on as well because you I mean it's good when you're talking to other people, especially when you have a guest on. You can really I mean I have to say the live stream of Ballstrek has done very well. Um and I mean that's a very good that's a very good chat. I actually like that. That's one of my favorite live streams, I have to say, and I did listen to it back. It's one of my favorite live streams. And I did another one with Type 40. Over Type 40, the group on Facebook. They do podcasts, and I was invited onto their podcast, and that was another great podcast as well. That was with Simon Norton, next producer, thinker at the BBC. So, um, yeah, I mean, look, as I said, we'll keep evolving the channel anyway. Eventually, as I said, I'm gonna get a proper camera and stuff like that. Because this camera is only 720, I think. So I want to get a little high def. But look, it's gonna take time, and I suppose like the channel is only what I mean. This chat with me talking, it's only been what 8 9 months or something. So we've done well for 8 or 9 months. I don't know what my subscriber count is at now at the moment, but um, the last couple of weeks, especially the amount of the support that I've received has been amazing. Um, and as a small bump in the road, that's all it is. Look, I'll figure out something. There's going to be a way to bring guests on, and look, a lot of yous are more tech savvy than I am, so I'm sure there'll be loads of you flooding me with ideas and suggestions. But I can't believe that you can't get it on your Chromebook. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I will see anyway. Listen, thank you very much for all joining me on this Monday night. Um, I'll be back on Wednesday, 10 to 1. Obviously, you could do phone calls on loudspeaker. I was thinking of doing a phone in anyway. This is one of my plans anyway. Actually, this is a Tardis own exclusive. So if anybody, any other YouTuber out there, Doctor Who YouTuber, starts doing this, yeah, you can tell them that it's well, you want to be talking to the Tardis sound because they're the ones that came up with the idea, which I did. So I was thinking of doing a phone in, right? Two phone in shows. Obviously, the night that Doctor Who broadcasts, right? Saturday night, right after the episode, have a reaction phone in. Right, so fans of the show can come in and tell me how they feel about the show and all this. Right, then I'll do another one then, because obviously, then in certain countries it doesn't air for a couple of days or maybe a week. Then I'll do another one, and then obviously the rest of it. So that's what I'm doing. Right, there's going to be well, that's one of the things that I've bounced there. Right, but that's one of the ideas that's firmly out there. I'm thinking of doing that. So it'll be interesting to see if other YouTubers actually go down the same route and copy me. But I'm gonna say that is my idea. So like, it'll be interesting to see if other people do it. But yeah, and I've also recently found that there's a couple of Irish Hoovians, around, and they follow me. So maybe when when I get talking to get to know them a little bit better, maybe one day we could meet up and do. You could have three Irish Hoovians talking on camera. Maybe one day. I have so many ideas for this channel to keep it as fresh as possible all the time. Um, Consider a Patreon just for a new PC. Just saying. Yeah, I'm being honest. I'd never ask this. I'd never ask any of you, and I just see it happening all the time. People, other YouTubers asking for money. There's not. I would never ask for money. Never. That's not what this channel's about. I would never ask. I will. When I get the money, I get the money to do it. You know. But when this channel is ready to make money, it'll make money. I'm not going to be starting. I'm not going to start setting up Patreons just to beg for money or GoFundMe's or anything like that. That's not my style. It never has. I know it's just an idea. Yeah, I know, but I know you're just considering that. And thanks, it's great. It's a great idea. It's just not me. You know. Um. I think people would actually kind of find it quite cheeky, though. To be quite honest with you. I mean, I'm not. Lots of these people are not even following me that long, so I think to me personally, it'd be a bit cheeky. Obviously, you see YouTubers out there and they get money, but that's because those people have been following them for ages and they're loyal, and you know the channel, they like the person that's running the channel. Um, but that's why I follow you. Thanks, Bull. Cheeky breaky. But I wouldn't do that. That's not my style. Um, but as I said, I see it happening on YouTube. It actually baffles me when I see these super chats and all coming in, and like the $20 super chat on other chat. I'm like, what the fuck? Like $20 just to get your comment out there first. I'm like, I don't get it, but this is the I suppose this is the world we're living in, and this is society. I mean, if you have a favorite YouTuber, there's people out there willing to help you out. And look, again, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking it, right? I think it's great. Seriously, I really do. I actually do think it's great that there's people out there willing to help other people's YouTube channels, you know what I mean, and throw them a bit of cash. It's just, I look, I don't have, to me, right? This is my thinking. I don't have enough subscribers to be even, and enough of a loyal following. Yeah, I do have certain amount of that follow me all the time, but you know what I mean. I don't have that following yet to be comfortable to be say, well, listen, I need a new camera. Any chance you guys could help me out with whatever you can? You know what I mean? Like that's just. Noel doesn't need money, he has a pot of gold. I'm going to go out now and try find myself a leprechaun. because those bastards apparently have pots of gold. So if I can get my hands on an owl leprechaun, I'll beat the shit out of him and say, if you don't give me your pot of gold, I'm going to break your legs. That's how we do it here in Ireland, you know. I'll find the little fecker. I'll find one. There's one around, you know. Just bring a bottle of whiskey with me. Do you like whiskey? Owl leprechauns. Just get him drunk. Yeah, break his legs and say, give me your pot of gold. If you don't, I'm going to kill the rest of your leprechaun family. Yeah, that's how we do it in Ireland. Old fashioned kneecapping style. Ah, King John's still here as your royal. Ah, no, the Royal Highness is gone. He probably doesn't like leprechauns. He probably did a runner there. Can't see the headlines now. Man beats up midget in Ireland. Oh, you can't say that. It's leprechaun anyway. Now, us Irish have a sense of humour anyway. You know, it'll be good. Keep on keeping on, brother. Thanks very much. Look, I just don't feel comfortable yet, but there will come a time where the channel, where you know, where it'll come to a point where I think like where I've said, okay, I feel more comfortable with this, but right now I don't. Right now I actually don't. Sure, I actually still feel a bit weirded out that people want to send me stuff, but like I've taken that step, so what that's one step. So we'll go from there. I'm just not comfortable with that sort of thing. Uh yes, I'm here, LOL. I was on the Xbox. Alright. We're not going anywhere, mate, Rocket Runner. What an Xbox what's an Xbox? No, I don't like Xbox. I used to, but I'm a PlayStation man. Even though the PlayStation Network is Sony PlayStation Network is a load of my crap. Still, man, you have to pay to play online. I've never heard so ridiculous in all of my life. Like you get internet, right? The whole point of was right. You got the internet so you could play online, right? And then they decide, but how can we make money off these passes? I know, let's do all these season passes and let they have to pay to play. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's the same when you buy a game, right? You buy a game, for example, I bought Black Ops 4. Not actually, I'll rephrase. The wife got me Black Ops 4 for Christmas, right? And the game wasn't, she got it when the time when the game was out, right, when it first came out, so it was expensive, right? So I went, we got it, and obviously you have to do the update and I'll wait for all the crap to come in. And then I press it, then I go and find that I don't have half of the maps that I have. Now they're looking for an extra 15, 25 quid to download all these map packs and all this crap, right? Lot of crap. What's the point of buying a game for €70 if you're only going to get one or two maps and then play online and then they expect you then to buy more maps? It's gone ridiculous, it has. PC Master Race, boy Noel an Xbox 360 for his Christmas. Me brother, I used to sit there watch me brother plays Xbox 360 all the time. My game system is broken. It's an Xbox. Build your own PC. I built your own PC since 1994. A lot of people do build their own PCs. Right, guys. Listen, I'm gonna wrap this up now. I will talk to you all on Wednesday. Right. Good night to you all. Thanks for all joining me for another great live stream. We'll be back on Wednesday with some more madness. And then Friday night, obviously, we will have the chill out zone. We will just talk about absolutely anything. Um, do you get on just one more question? Oh no, that's a question for King John. Right, so I'll leave you all. Good night and God bless. And there's the wife. Hello, wife.